throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Parker. Pick off by Xavier Howard. Tagovailoa trying to pick up one. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown!
That hard work. Fin Nation, what's good? It's your boy Reason, and it's Saturday night, and I know some of y'all weren't expecting me until tomorrow, but I thought I'd stop in here real quick and cover some things, guys, because and mainly this Tua thing, because this is just ridiculous right now. I mean, I tweeted out a couple days ago, I said, you know, when this thumb injury first popped up, I literally tweeted out, here comes all the Tua detractors saying this kid is injury prone, and you got people out here questioning whether the Dolphins made the right choice at 5. Is he injury prone? All this complete and utter nonsense. And obviously it's been compounded by the fact that Tua has been officially listed as doubtful as of today. And the other thing that happened was there was a call-up, guys, and that call-up was Reed Sinnett from the practice squad, the quarterback that we basically let Jake Ruddick walk for to bring in from San Diego State, I believe, if I'm correct. He has been called up, and he will, looks like he will be active. So a lot of people right now, everyone's just, the chicken littles are out. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Tua Tagovailoa is injured. But here's another thing, guys. We went over this on the pre-show yesterday. The original report from Tom Pelissero earlier this week was it's nothing that serious. It's nothing to be worried about. Yet everyone is panicking. Everyone is crying, and everyone thinks that it's a wrap because they've been told that it looks like it might be Ryan Fitzpatrick. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is. And I just wanted to go, guys, there are going to be some changes coming to the channel's overall landscape, and we'll go over those this week coming up. Right now, I just wanted to keep it focused to Tua because I'm only on a limited amount of time. I've been super busy today. This news came across. I've just been dealing with some other nonsense. I got this news that came across today. And on top of that, you know, I got Saturday night. I want to do my thing because I got a 5-6 hour stream coming out tomorrow. But I really did want to come out here and just shout everyone out. And let's start off with everyone who's showing up. Shout out to Chalk Vanilla Straw. Tilly, shout out to you. I made you a mod because all the support you show on Facebook and Twitter. And where you at, Cali girl? Show your face because I'll hit you with that wrench too. FSU baby, what's up? Latrell, how you doing? KA all day, how's it going? Checking out, how you doing? Shade Rahoon, Mercenary, Bubba Befford, Jason Greaves, Vickin, JT, Jacques, William, how you doing? How's everyone doing tonight? Rodrigo, Kevin, Kieran. I know everyone's all worked up about this Tua thing. Uzi, mate, how are you? Hopefully I pronounced that wrong. Sorry if I butchered that. Armando, Ronnie, Omar. Hopefully I didn't butcher that because then I really do feel bad. To the Sunny D Knight, how are you doing? I love that name, Sunny D Knight, Sunny D Light, all over again. That's awesome. How you doing, Sharif? Oh, look at you, changed the name. Look at that. Clemente, how you doing? Kenny Style, shout out to you, Australia, everyone. Sean Jones, how are you doing? Mr. CW Brown 3, shout out. DM Fins, Daniel, how are you doing, homie? Michael Pulisic. You know, anyways, let's hop right into Chris Solo. Salvador, how are you doing? Salvador showing up. You got to ask me what worries me this week, Salvador. You did it last week, and I ended up being dead on. How's it going, your boy, Trev? Yeah, that's crazy, Salvador. Salvador bringing another thing. I don't know if anyone saw that today, but all the Broncos quarterbacks right now are ineligible to play tomorrow. Appreciate you, Kevin. Are ineligible to play tomorrow due to them all being close contact with Jeff Driscoll. So That's not going. How's it going, Damani? So that's not good. I mean, every quarterback for them. But I mean, let's hop into it. Because there were obviously the big news today. Well, we'll hop into it. We'll start things off. We'll go. And I know everyone's panicking. It's weird. You got people. It's funny. It's got people who were wiling out when Tua got named the starter because they were sick of Fitzpatrick. Now all of a sudden they've turned on this kid and they can't wait to see Fitzpatrick. It's weird. Some of y'all, like, this dynamic that is going on right now is just so weird with Dolphin fans. I don't know. I don't know why everyone is just so eager to hate this kid, man. It's ridiculous. You know? Everyone is just waiting for this kid to slip up every moment. And I don't know why. I don't know why everyone is just like festering at the mouth to just come at this kid and just rip him a new one any chance they get. The kid's got a thumb injury. You know, I get it. He got downgraded to doubtful, but that just means doubtful. How do you know they don't try it out in the morning and he's good to go? None of us know that. I mean, realistically, due to Reed Sinnett being called up, it doesn't look good right now. But, I mean, are we all going to sit here and just start ripping the kid because he has a thumb? This could be Joe Burrow. If we're hearing this right now off a thumb where he may miss a game, what would we be hearing right now if he just got the Joe Burrow treatment last week? Y'all would be telling us to draft a new quarterback. Y'all would be saying, yo, get off him. It's over. Move off him. It would be ridiculous. Like, this kid can't catch a break. It's the same thing of what I told all y'all in the preview show. What's the deal with the preview show? What did I say? Remember? This kid can go out. He can light up the Jets. He can light up the Bengals. People won't give a damn. All people are going to wait for is that Chiefs game. And if we don't win that Chiefs game, they're just going to wait to criticize him for that because you're going to hear, oh, it's the Jets. Oh, it's the Bengals. That's what you got, a kid who's 3-1 as a starter, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I believe his passer rating right now is 100. And that's not good enough right now. And because a lot of people aren't seeing things for what they are, he's not being asked to do much. Guys, like I said yesterday, he's averaging 24.25 attempts a game. Okay? Justin Herbert's averaging 38.89. And go look at the weapons he has compared to what we have right now. Keenan Allen's a proven top 10 guy. Mike Williams could take that next step at any minute, and there's multiple games where he takes that next step and then he just doesn't come back and do it. Hunter Henry. I mean, we all love Gesicki. We all recognize how talented the guy is. But Hunter Henry has been more vital to Herbert than Gesicki has been to Tua Tagovailoa, even to what Gesicki was to Fitzpatrick minus the Bills game, I guess, really. You know, Austin Eckler, once that guy comes back, because he could be coming back in the next couple of weeks, it's not even a question who has the better backfield. And we can also make the argument right now, their offensive line is playing better, especially at right tackle. We could all use a Brian Bulaga. We could all use a Trey Turner right now with Solomon Kinley hurt, the play we've been seeing from Robert Hunt, the play we've been getting from Eric Flowers. I mean, he's got a better offensive line. I don't want to say better, but a more consistently performing at a better level offensive line. Because, I mean, that came down to Herbert. You know, Herbert wasn't sacked 6 times. Herbert wasn't sacked 8 times. Yeah, we got pressure, but they gave Herbert time. There was just time where our secondary was just taking away the first and second reads, so he turned into check down Charlie. That's it. But it's not like our front 7 was world breaking in that game. They were good, but they weren't world breaking. So, you know, and you look at what they're doing, there's a lot of more vertical and seam stuff that you have with Herbert than what we have. So, I mean, I don't know. People need to just relax. Everyone is just because, I mean, here you go. Just for everyone to see, it did come up earlier today with Albert Breer. The Dolphins downgrade Tua Tagovailoa to doubtful and promote Reed Sinnett to the active roster. So it looks like Ryan Fitzpatrick gets the call tomorrow. And here's another thing. Yeah, you guys got to step back and look, right? And I'm not getting what's going on here, because if you guys remember back in March 2018 with Alabama, right? If you guys go all the way back, don't y'all remember Tua broke his index finger? And I believe it, if I remember correctly, I don't remember correctly, but if I do remember correctly, I'm pretty sure, was it, guys, maybe some of you will remember, was it on his throwing hand? Because I know this injury's on his throwing hand, but I don't know if it's broken or sprained. And another thing people got to take into consideration right now too is, Esteban, are you down right now? Are you Esteban? Let me know if you're down. I want you to hop on with me here, bro. If you're in the comment section, Esteban, and you're around, let me know. I'll drop that link for you, bro. People need to take into consideration the fact that, so Kevin, was it on his, let me look this up, because I don't remember. I know it was in March 2018-ish. Matt Cole, people are attacking Tua 110% on various social media outlets. It's ridiculous right now, especially Twitter. Twitter is bad today. You do not want to. It was. Kevin Carey says it was on. Yeah, it was on. So he broke his index finger on his throwing hand. Why isn't he playing? You know what I mean? I know he jammed his thumb on a helmet. And here's the other thing you guys got to ask yourselves. Are they protecting the kid? Facebook is killing Tua, says Chocolate Vanilla. I agree with you, G-Love. Are they protecting Tua? Reflex says it was. Yeah, it was his throwing hand. So this is March 2018. He had no games missed with Alabama when he broke that. If I remember correctly, I think it was broken left. He was a starter at that time too. I mean, he didn't miss time with his sprained right knees. I mean, it literally took the hip. Whenever he sprained the ankles, he didn't miss time either. So he has dealt with a broken finger on his throwing hand before. We can confirm that, and he didn't miss any time. What I'm asking you guys right now is, let me ask you this. Let me just play devil's advocate here for a sec. I'm not saying they're doing this, but I want to field this to you guys. Do you think for 1 second, it seems Flores is protective of this kid? Let's put that out there first. First of all, Flores has handled this whole situation oddly to an extent, but it does seem like Flores is pretty super protective of this kid. If you go all the way back to a couple of weeks ago before to his name starter, when he talked about how he treats his players like his kids and and how if he was a parent, he wouldn't want his kids being put into this situation in terms of rushed when he didn't think they were ready that soon, only 11 months after an injury or whatever, after that devastating of an injury. Guys, if you've watched the all 22 breakdowns that we've done the past 2 weeks, me and Ball Game, shout out to the homie, Mr. Ball Game. Love you, homie. If you watch those breakdowns we've done, I've been pointing out that Tua has been oddly and uncharacteristically inaccurate on gimme throws that have been like that for Tua's whole career. All right? So, and then remember I mentioned it after the first set of all 22 2 weeks ago. Then he popped up on the injury report with a foot injury, stayed on that injury report with the foot injury heading into this week, and the inaccuracies continued, i.e., he missed Grant wildly when he had to step a couple times. Whether, you want to say Grant might have been too short on one or two of those throws, whatever the case was, he usually doesn't miss that. So you can make whatever excuse you want. He usually doesn't miss that. The Parker on the crossing route, Tua never misses that. And Tua had a pretty decent pocket on that throw. And if Parker didn't get a hand on it, it could have been intercepted, right? He made that, look at on the interception that got called back. Tua didn't take the easy throw, the gimme throw with Gesicki underneath. Instead, he decided to test the touch he could get on the football by trying to throw it over Justin Simmons, who was basically taking the out route away on the second level and hanging underneath the comeback route on Grant. So we just picked it off. He made a crazy athletic play. So he's been clutch in the red zone. I agree with you, Kevin Carey. He's been clutch. Something, I don't know. Oh, no, Tyrone Hall. He can do wrong. He's missing gimme throws. And I've watched so much tape on this kid. He doesn't miss that, man. It's one thing if he's running for his life on the run and it's a tight window throw and he misses it. Cool. But, you know, he's missing some throws that he doesn't normally miss, especially for a guy. When you look at those Grant throws, you know, this is a guy who had some of the best deep touch I've ever seen on film. And all of a sudden, it's not, that doesn't go away. You don't forget that overnight. You don't lose that overnight. That's why I kept saying with this foot injury, is it the lead foot? Because the lead foot affects your accuracy. Is it the planting foot? Because that affects your velocity, the kinetic energy that goes upward through your body, through the motion, the throwing motion. I've got to believe it's the lead foot. I don't know what it is, but it ain't there. And I don't know why, why he's not starting. Is this injury to his throwing hand much more serious than any of us are originally giving it thought to? Because here's another question you got to ask yourself. Are they protecting this kid and saying, you know what? He's still dealing with the foot injury, whatever it is, the ailment, let's call it. He's got the foot ailment. Our offensive line has been all right. You finally saw Kinley succumb to his foot ailment. He's gone, right? He's not playing this weekend. So you've got a foot ailment. You've got a hand injury to his throwing hand. I believe it's a thumb or whatever, right? He jammed it on a player's helmet during practice. So you got all this going on. I mean, are they just saying this is a recipe for disaster? Let's get that 7th win because Fitzpatrick got us up 24 points in the first half last time? I mean, you have to, J-Love T. Okay, I'll open it up to you, homie. As a depressed Dolphin fan, he has a question. All right, I'm going to open it up for some of you guys. Let's get your thoughts on this. Let's go. I'll drop that link for you. Anyone wants to join, come. Yeah, the wide receivers aren't getting separation at all. Everyone seems to be forgetting that for some reason. I don't know why. There's your link. If you want to come on, knock yourself out. I mean, there's a lot of factors going on with this offense right now. And I don't know what's going on. This whole process has been weird. Okay? 1 week you're hearing Omar Kelly on X's and Omar saying, from what he's being told, he only knows 40% of the playbook at max, at most. Then you've got Flores coming out telling everyone, I don't know if he's ready. I don't think he's ready. Da-da-da-da-da. And then now he's starting the week after that, where all of a sudden he went from, I'm being overprotective. If this was my kid, I would want to be like this too. Da-da-da-da. To now he's starting to, then he gets pulled. It's performance based. They go right back to him at the end of the game. Then they come out and he says he jammed his hand, he's throwing a thumb or a finger on his throwing hand on someone's helmet. Pull him. It's just weird, man. It's just really, really weird. I don't get it. So I don't know, guys. Maybe you can explain it to me. I don't know. But it's really odd right now, guys. It's just been super weird takes. And how everything's just gone down has been really weird, man. And how this whole situation's been handled from start to finish to where we are right now. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's been super up. It's been a roller coaster for Dolphin fans. I mean, let's be realistic here. It's been a roller coaster of emotions because, I mean, when you got the stuff going on field, when you got the stuff going on off field, right? You got, at one sense, you have Tua performing the way he does against LA, then he backs it up with the Arizona performance, and then you got what you see against LA, and then you come back down to earth a little bit with this performance, and then off field, you got Flores is non-committal this week. You got Flores 1 week. Tua literally doesn't know he's not ready. The next week, Tua is ready to the point where they pull Fitz in the middle of a 2-game winning streak, bringing us to 500. I don't know what's going on. I've never seen this. This is like a roller coaster of emotions for all of us Dolphin fans. And you got an offensive line that the injuries are starting to pile up and they're starting to affect everyone on it. Right? So Kinley's out, which you hate to see. Because, I mean, he's been battling that foot injury for a month and a half, and it's clear, it's evident, since right after that San Francisco game, his play has dipped, and that aligns with how long he's been battling his foot injury. I mean, you go to the film analysis I did about him, and you go to what you see right now, it's a totally different player. He's doing a ton of good things, and he was even now having problems pulling because of his feet and that injury going on. It's just really, I don't know, man. This whole situation is just, you got the offensive line. What's crazy too, guys, is let's be honest with ourselves. We're in week 12, right? All right, we're in week 12. Right now in week 12, we're coming off back-to-back performances from our offensive line that I think the majority of us is expected to see early on in the season, fresh off of no preseason snaps, fresh off of no communication process through, again, those preseason games and those snaps and a normal preseason training camp. Instead, they came out of the gate like bats out of hell, and now all of a sudden, we're hitting a rookie wall mid-season. And I know injuries are playing an effect, and let's be honest, Ted Karras and Eric Flowers are not helping the situations. The veterans, the problem is with rookies, especially on the offensive line, and Jay Love, I'm going to get to you in a sec. With rookies, you expect that wall or those learning curves. I called it earlier in the season. I said, if we've got 3 rookies, there's going to be struggles at times. That's why I was so iffy about Tua starting with that blind side not shored up, and why I was so adamant about Panay Sewell. And now the problem is the veterans aren't even helping the rookies. The veterans aren't even helping the situation. And everything's just compounding each other. Tua is inaccurate for whatever reason that's been. His decision-making, he's gone from taking what the defense gives him to now he wants to test guys deep when he's got routes on the short and intermediate levels that throw to the sticks. He was the same thing that was the problem with Fitz, of why a lot of us came to the conclusion that we were okay with the quarterback change, was Fitz stopped taking what the defense was giving him and started pushing the ball when he shouldn't be pushing the ball, especially on third down. And albeit to his fairness, to him and to his fairness, play calling, especially situationally, has been questionable a lot of times. This situation, not just with Tua. When Fitz was in there, it was the same thing with Chan Gailey. I've had my same gripes, have continued and been there all season. Didn't matter who was back there taking the snap. So, all right, let's. J Love, you're a depressed Dolphin fan, so let's hear what you got to ask, brother.
What's up, Reason, man? Good evening, man, and happy holidays to you, man. I want to start off by saying that, I
appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I have a question, man. A couple of questions, man. Because like I said, I'm very depressed. I'm not a Magic hater,
Okay.
but I'm tired of mediocrity.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I'm tired of mediocrity. If we got Tua, why bench him? So I already know the media done established that.
Mhm.
How much do you hold Brian Flores accountable for what he did Sunday? Because now he looks like someone that if you're a QB, you don't want to play for him. I understand Josh Rosen. He's not good enough. Whatever. I'm fine. First time, that's cool. Fitzmagic, okay, it's time to go. Second time, all right, cool.
Mhm.
Now you did tour. That's 3 times you pulled the QB you can say in less than a year, a full NFL calendar season. So how much blame that you think that flow responsibility that he should have for what's going on right now? And I don't believe I think the hand is an excuse. I don't care what anybody says. That's my opinion. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I think the hand is an excuse.
Yeah, because we can agree that, next to Schefter and Ian Rappaport, Tom Pelessero's he's pretty locked in, right? And I don't know if you watched the show yesterday, but I put up his tweet from like November 25th, so like the middle of the week when the injury happened. He said it's believed to be nothing serious, and then he was limited for the rest of the week. You know what? Me and EM, privately in our conversations, we had questions in terms of the only bad thing you could take away from Flores last year, and we're kind of like with you is in terms of like, you can't tell me different on this subject. We were kind of the same with Minka. We think that could have been handled so much differently, and I know Ball Game does too.
Yeah.
It could have been handled so much. Just let the kid play free safety, man. We needed one anyways. You had to convert Bobby McCain from nickel. What's the issue here? You know what I mean? Like, what was the issue? Anyways, so we don't think and multiple people in circles don't feel he handled that situation very well. I can agree with you that this situation, it's very confusing because look at this, right?
Yeah.
When the X trade thing came out, look at how hard they pushed back on the media, right? When it got leaked that Tua was a starter, look at how mad Flores and everyone was at the media, right? Even though it came from Lee Steinberg's office, the agent of Tua, right? But yet, like I said, I don't know if you watch X's and Omar, J-Love, but literally the week before, I'll give you the chronological timeline if you hadn't seen the Zoom sessions and X's and Omar. Literally, my friend, what happened was I was watching X's and Omar. It was the same one where Omar Kelly was telling everyone, hey, be prepared because Tua is going to be our version of Carson Wentz. He was trying to tell everyone that in terms of injury-wise, and everyone lost it on him. But anyways, I digress. What he said earlier on was someone close in the Dolphins, close to the situation, told him that at best, Tua knows 40% of the playbook. The next week was the Zoom session where Flores, he didn't dead it. He didn't come down and dead that. The next week was Flores came out and said, you know what? Remember, that was when he came out and said, I don't know if he's ready yet. I look at these players. I'm like a parent. I look at them as my children. And, would you want me to put your kid out there if you didn't think he was ready? He's like, no, as a parent, I wouldn't want that. So I don't do that. Then, bro, the next week, Tua is a starter.
Yeah.
What the hell changed? And we're in the middle of a 2-game winning streak.
Exactly.
3-3, just went to 500. I get we're going into the bye, and you can acclimate him to the defense he's going to face and the offense because you got 2 weeks. But what the hell changed? What was the, not 360, because that brings you back to the start. What was the complete 180 on the situation that went from him not being ready and you're protecting him as a kid to now he's ready? And then oddly, bro, I'll agree with you. A lot of the people at PFN I talked to, my boy Sorty, who I've had on here, all of us, that pulling him was in poor taste. Let him ride that game out last week. Do not pull him. He should not have been pulled for Ryan Fitzpatrick. I get it. You want to spark? I get why you did it. I understand that. Still doesn't mean I think he should have done it. And I think he sent a bad message with that. And, we've looked at it. He had that broken index finger on his throwing hand in Alabama, and he missed no games. He missed some practices, but he missed no games. And come on, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, J-Love. You watch the game. How many quarterbacks in game do you see they make a throw, lineman, whether their own or the defense's, gets too close, ball, their hand hits the helmet, they're playing the next week. And they're finishing that game out. I don't want to use the word, but we better not be coddling them.
Yes. And I think that's what they're doing.
That's not how you do it. Because you know what's going to happen, J-Love? You know what the worst thing that's going to happen, my friend? If they're coddling him and he could play, because, Tua said this week that he wants to play. I don't know if you saw that, but Tua
and that's what's driving everybody crazy.
All right, so J-Love, what happens if we go out? Fitzpatrick throws 4 touchdowns, 350 yards. We blow him out 35-0 because the defense adds a score 2. What do you do now? Now you've put yourself in a position where forget the fan base, forget me and you. How do you explain to your team now we're going back to Tua? And let's compound that. Let's say Gesicki has a game and shows back up. How are you going to explain to your offense, oh, I got to go back to Tua now. We just won 35-0. They've literally put themselves in a position where you're damned if you do, damned if you don't almost. Very poorly handled, man. I'm not going to disagree with you on that, bro.
You know what's crazy? We're couch potatoes, and we can think of this. How in the heck 6-figure guys in the office don't see this?
Bro, he can beat the Jets. J-Love, he can beat the Jets, my friend. Come on. If you establish the run, brother, Gaskin, I heard earlier this week from people I was talking to, Gaskin is good to go. It's just he's not he can come off IR. Just for some reason he's been non-committal to it. And even if not, you're telling me you can't lean on Breda and beat the New York Jets with Tua? Come on, man. If you can't lean on Matt Breda, one of the fastest backs in the NFL, in a horizontal-based offense, with Chan Gailey, who's been in the league as a coordinator for almost 20 years in the NFL, something ain't right. And it ain't the quarterback, bro.
Facts.
I hate to be the one to say that, bro. And I hate to, I know where I'm going to be by the end of the season. I know I'm going to be at the end of the season. Playoffs or not, I'm going to be calling for Steve Sarkisian. Because I'm telling you all right now, with what we have seen from the offensive line and Chan Gailey, forget the quarterback. It doesn't matter if it's Tua, Fitz, Reed Sinnett. Doesn't matter. We're going to get exposed so mightily in the playoffs in that first round because we're going to get in as a lower seed. So we're going to be playing one of the higher seeds. Unless it's Buffalo, because then, we got a chance to beat them. But if it's like a legitimate 4-3 seed we got to go up against in that first round, it ain't going to be pretty. If Gailey doesn't get his act in order, if the run game, J Love, I'm sure you've been a football fan for as long as, most of your life, okay?
Yes.
Brother, the most points we were down by against Denver was 10. We lost by 7.
Man.
How do you only run the ball 17 times when Salvin Ahmed is averaging 3.9 yards a carry, brother? What is going on here? The lack of a commitment to the run, even when we've established it in past games in the first half going into the second half, is so mind-boggling. It's unbelievable, especially with a rookie quarterback. Like it's unbelievable. Think of it. Gaskin, J-Love, think of it. 2 times this season. Gaskin and Salvin Ahmed have been in a position to easily break the 100-yard mark in the third quarter. Never mind the fourth, but we take the pedal off the run game in the third and fourth for some reason.
I don't know why. I don't know, man. Like I said, we're couch potatoes when we see this. How in the heck 6-figure guys that make 6 figures in the office don't see it? It's just mind-boggling to me. And like what you said today, when we get that W tomorrow, especially in my opinion, Fitzpatrick has no business playing for the Dolphins, especially what he did a couple weeks ago when he lost his job in the first place.
Are you talking about how he handled it? Are you talking about how he handled it?
Yeah, how he handled the situation, and the media had to jump in and had to tell him he was wrong, so he's not even supposed to be on the field. So I will see what will happen after tomorrow, after we get this W, because if Fitzmagic finish the year, or if they boggle the QB situation, my head is going to explode.
Let me hit you this one. Let me hit you with this one, J Love. Check this one. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Herbert got the job and wasn't even consideration until Tyrod punctured his lung. We can agree on that, right?
Facts.
Okay. Herbert comes in. Again, I know you've watched football for long. You can tell, especially against us, you saw how dumbed down that offense really is. Even when you go back, because you've watched Phillip Rivers, right? It was a way more complex offense, and they were doing a lot more things than what you saw Herbert and them doing against us, right? That's why I turned it into check down Charlie a little bit, right? Because he's limited, because he's a rookie. Fairness to him, just because he's a rookie, not because he's a bad player, just because he's a rookie, right? Brother, how many wins do they have with him at the helm? Forget the stats. How many wins do they have at the helm with him? And has there even been a discussion of going back to Tyrod since he came back from that punctured lung? Has it even been whispered in Los Angeles Chargers country? No.
And they're happy.
Same thing with Burrow. J-Love, how much was Burrow winning? And the kid was getting beaten up, J-Love. The kid was getting beaten up week in, week out. Was there any talk about going to Ryan Finley or whoever else they had back there?
No,
man. And you know what? J-Love? I'm going to tell you this right now. This better not be backpedaling because we lost one. We're now 6-4, and they're worried about the playoff position.
Who put us in that position to be in the playoffs?
And you know what? This is why I was adamant. I don't care what anyone tells me, J-Love. If you watch Flores' demeanor, I agreed with everyone. I said, you know what? I agree with you. Flores probably likes what he's seen from practice and thinks, okay, this kid can handle it. But I do not agree that was a full-on 110% Brian Flores decision to make that change.
Yeah.
I believe that was Greer and Flores, and if you want to throw Ross in the mix, I'll entertain that. But I believe there was a discussion and a meeting involved, and it was part of the plan heading into the potentially the Jets later on after when we're going to head into the bye between games. And it just got accelerated because of COVID, and they said, hey, is he ready? Flores said, you know what? I like what I've seen in practice, and said, okay, make the move. And that's what I think we got.
I have another question. This is an important question, and we're gonna keep this on record because this is a very important question.
Yeah.
We go to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. We don't see Tua no more.
Mm-hmm.
Are you satisfied with the season?
No. They did our franchise quarterback very wrong. Brother, I was ready to ride this out to the playoffs with or without Tua. It was done. Fitz was done. It had the sale had set on that one, and here we are. I like, you know what, man? Can I tell you something?
Talk to me.
Unless it's a legitimate foot injury that's already affecting his accuracy, and they're worried about the finger compounding the already foot injury and his accuracy and his mechanics, that I can understand. But I need to hear that. You know, you can keep the media and all of us at bay and in the dark, but when you're dealing with this right now and you know how the media is feasting onto it, you got to be more transparent with this situation. Because the fan base and the media is going to drag this kid. And I said this to Richmond Webb privately, and I will now say it publicly. I am so worried about this fan base and this media souring Miami for Tua. You have no idea how much I fear that. And do you know why I fear that, J-Love? There's a simple reason why I fear that. You know why? Because when I look at something like this, shout out to the homie Maddie Infante from Pro Football Network. Look at this, J-Love. First 4 career starts. Look at the names on that list. Last I checked, Tua is the only one with a donut in the interception column. And I don't want people to tell me about stuff that doesn't count on the stat sheet. And he's the only one in triple digits in a passer rating, and the closest is Burrow, and he's almost 11 full points off of Tua. And what's even better, my friend, go to the top of the list right there. You got a Super Bowl winner in Russell Wilson. You go to the second name on that list. If they would have had an offensive line, he would have probably given Tom Brady a run for his money over the last 10 years. You go to number 3 right there. He's coming off a Rookie of the Year, and he had a career performance against our great secondary and defense. And then you got Joe Burrow under there, who can all agree was literally shining a bunch of turds and turning them into gold, even though he was losing. And guess what? Tua is the only one with no turnovers in the interception column and the only one with 100 passer rating. But yeah, he's a bust. Let's get off of him. This is the same problem that people in Washington, and you know what? In Washington, I think it's race-based. I'll say that. I don't give a crap. I think it's race-based with Dwayne Haskins because there's no reason Dwayne Haskins should be moved off at when you look at his first 16 games and you put him up against Josh Allen's and all these and some of these other quarterbacks. Dwayne Haskins has a good, respectable first 16 games. It's just, you know what? Guys, Herbert's an anomaly. He's in a vertical seam-based offense that, on average, I've told you, he throws the ball 38.89 times a game. Tua throws the ball 24.25 times a game in a horizontal offense, not a vertical offense. Because guess what, guys? Who are you going to take? We all love Devontae Parker. Who are you going to take? Keenan Allen or Devontae Parker?
Keenan Allen.
All day, every day, twice on Sundays, baby. Mike Williams. Who are you going to take as reception option? Jakeem Grant or Mike Williams?
Mike.
Okay. Gesicki. We all know the ceiling. We've seen the flashes. Right now, when you talk about consistency, a guy who you know can show up. Who are you going to take? Hunter Henry or Mike Gesicki?
Hunter, all day.
Their offensive line added Brian Bulaga from Packers, who, you know, he helped keep Rodgers safe for so many years. Trey Turner, one of the best offensive linemen from Carolina. Their offensive line held up pretty well against our front seven, we could say. It was more so the secondary did their job. You know, they got more weapons over there too. So there's a lot of factors here into that. But you look at this list, J Love, and welcome Pyromancer. Come on. Is this... You know, because there are people out here trying to say he's injury prone because of this thumb. Did we make the right choice? The guy who we were all worried about from the hip injury, he's here.
And can you add one more thing to that list also? Look at the weapons that the top 4 had when you compare. Look at the weapons.
Yep.
The Seahawks championship year, oh my!
Can I ask you this? And you know what? People are going to say, "Well, Joe Burrow." Let me ask you this: do we have a run game with a Joe Mixon in it?
No.
Last I checked, no. You can put all our guys together, and you ain't got Joe Mixon, bro. You might get Giovanni Bernard when you put them all together, but you ain't getting Joe Mixon, bro.
I mean, exactly. All the people on this list has a decent running game. We don't have squat, nothing. Our running backs will be lucky to average 5 yards per carry. With the running backs we have, and the offensive line sucks at run blocking. I mean, it's just to me that the kid can even get touched. Even one touchdown is a dang miracle.
Okay, this is what I want to say to you guys, to J Love and Pyro. Okay, so originally, I'll be the first to admit, I liked him coming out of college. But I wasn't a fan of Russell in those first couple years at Seattle. But that was just because they didn't ask anything of him.
Yeah.
They said, lean on the Legion of Boom, lean on Marshawn Lynch.
Exactly.
Don't turn the ball over. But here's the thing, guys. You look what they did. They taught him to win early on through that process. So when the Legion of Boom left, right? When that defense is a shell of what it used to be, they added a Tyler Lockett to help him a little bit. But even back then, you know, they had what's his face? Percy Harvin. They had all those type of guys, right? Those game breakers and stuff. And sorry? And Golden Tate, yep, who was a great possession receiver. So they had all this stuff. But now, because they taught him to win early on, which is what I was excited about, what we were trying to do with Tua was get to the playoffs, show him what it takes to get there. Don't ask him to do much. When you show them how to win on early, when you start losing those pieces around you, they can shoulder more responsibility because they know what it takes to win. And that's why Russell Wilson is now one of the best in the world. Listen, J-Love, Pyro, in those first couple of years, even when they were winning championships, if I would have told you that one day in 5 years, we would be talking about Russell Wilson being one of the best players, not just quarterbacks, best players in the world, I'm sure some of you would say, I don't know if I see that. Because they didn't show you it, right? They didn't have to showcase it. And that's what we're trying to do with Tua. And, people are just ready. Like, look at this, guys. If people are this ready and this out on Tua, look at the other names. They would have been out on Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray.
They would have been out on Andrew Luck.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, man.
You're right. And then I just think
and Peyton Manning in his first year, right? 28 interceptions.
Peyton Manning was bad in his first year, but I just think that this fan base is so judgmental when it comes to the quarterback position because we ain't had nobody since Marino. And I'm not trying to give them excuses.
No, I agree with you, Pyro, but you know what my rebuttal to that is?
Yeah.
Can beggars be choosers?
I agree, but it's just we as a fan base, we don't know the definition of patience.
Yeah. And you know what I think? You're right, bro. You know what I think they've forgotten, Pyro? Because it's changed. It's not the 80s when Marino came up and he just came in there and slinging around. Because now, because of schematics and how kids come out of college and how they're coached up, it's a way different process than when it was. And even when Tannehill came out, it's a different process nowadays. And you know what? Let's be honest, guys. They're willing to give 7 years to Tannehill to get his ish together, but they don't want to give more than 4 games to Tua Tagovailoa.
I agree.
Can I ask one question to this?
Go ahead, brother.
The one thing about the great quarterbacks that learn throughout the way, you just named Russell Wilson. We named Aaron Rodgers when he won the Super Bowl. Tom Brady, of course, is another great example. Peyton Manning when he got the right guy.
Breeze, don't forget Breeze.
Breeze when he got with the right guy. I hope you guys see where I'm going with this.
Is he with the right guy? That's what you're going to ask right now, right?
Flo is the right guy.
I think Flo is. I don't think Chan Gailey is. And this is my problem. You know what my problem with the hiring was from day one, J-Love? I don't see a longer than 2 or 3 year shelf life. And that's my problem with it. Like, and here's another thing, J-Love. Chan and Pyro. Chan Gailey's been around in the league how many years now, okay? How many teams has he been the coordinator of the offense that have gone to the Super Bowl of the AFC Championship?
Exactly.
Why all of a sudden was that going to change with a rookie?
Exactly. I agree.
And my problem with this is I truly believe he was brought in to be the transition because Fitzpatrick was here. If you listen to his Zooms in the offseason, he talked about Fitzpatrick being one of the main reasons he came back, being one of the catalysts. So I truly believe that it is because of Ryan Fitzpatrick that Chan Gailey's even here. This is why I'm saying I'm willing, if this doesn't work out and they identify he's not their guy, give the title of assistant coach, give the offensive coordinator duties, and back up the Brinks truck to Steve Sarkisian's house. Now we're sitting at 11-17. Okay, you draft Waddle or Devontae, or you double up with them at 11-17. And then if you don't double up, you draft one of them and you draft an offensive lineman. And then you turn around and that second round pick, you bring home Najee Harris. And now you have their coordinator, you have either 1 or 2 of those receivers, and you have his quarterback. And here's another thing. This is why I don't like people say, well, reason. What about his time in Atlanta? Guys, he wasn't the offensive coordinator in Alabama before he took that job. He was a positional coach at Alabama before he took that Atlanta job. He was not the offensive coordinator. Now he's been the offensive coordinator. He's got time under his belt to the point where Saban's on COVID. Who's coaching the team? Steve Sarkisian. That's the move. You give him head coach money. You go all in on your top 5 investment with guys. Okay, here you go. Remember, I told y'all what the word was that had been passed down. Kyler Murray wanted the Cardinals to take CeeDee Lamb, but they took Simmons and they made the Hopkins deal instead.
Yeah.
Imagine if they would have made the Hopkins deal and added CD with how CD's balled out.
That'll be dangerous, man.
Y'all remember me on the other platform when we were sitting on 18? Yeah, after all that happened, I said, please not Austin Jackson. But before, when the Cowboys were about to pick, what was I saying? Oh, boy, I hope CD falls to us. Oh, boy, because I want that for Tua with what we're trying to do. Same thing here. Now we are in a position with the Capitol. We could literally go Waddle, Devontae Smith, and Najee Harris with our first 3 picks.
Yeah, that's why I'm finna
roll Miami Tide, baby.
That's why I was just finna bring up a reason. Since the Texans are keep on winning, screw them. Since they keep winning, I think, and then now draft capital is going, downwards. I'm pretty sure we're gonna miss out on Micah and Panasawell. Mm-hmm. So would you entertain getting Waddle at that?
Yes, 110%. Man, I've told you. Hey, Pyro, I've been pretty consistently for weeks, even when EM wasn't. I've been saying, give me a weapon.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, since Tua's been the starter, I've been consistent. I want a weapon in the first, and you know what? They won't double up. This staff will not double up on 2 wide receivers in the first round.
No.
There is no way in God. In blue hell, they'll do that. No. I hope they would, but you know what? If you're going to come back with a Waddle or a Devontae Smith at 11, come back with Creed Humphrey at 17, and then you turn around and you add Najee Harris, and then you worry about your middle linebacker with that 4th pick and that second round pick, and then you go after my boy Tyler Shelvin in the 3rd round to fill that DT. And then, hey, we're sitting pretty. You know what I mean? But
I'll entertain. I'll even entertain bringing Albert Wilson back.
Well, you know who I'm going to entertain.
No, I know what you mean, but
I agree with you 110%. But another name, give me. You know who I want, brother. You know who it is, bro. When we're talking about tackles, if it's not Panay, who do I want, brother?
Oh man, I forgot.
I'll give you the school, Washington State.
Washington State?
Wait, hold up. Oh man, I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue, bro. I can't. It's not coming to me.
Abraham Lucas.
Yes, there you go.
Abraham Lucas is a stud, and the last 2 seasons he's played at right tackle, all 13 games in 2019 and 2018, all 26 games he played at right tackle. He's great in pass pro. Fantastic in pass pro, and he is good. He's not fantastic, but he's good.
Yeah, but he's good. He's good. He's good
in run pro. Yeah. But that's your right tackle. Like if you can't get Panay, my thing is I haven't started gauging where scouts are seeing these guys go draft. I don't know if you're gonna have to spend a first yet. If you had talked to me a couple months ago, I would have said you're probably gonna have to spend a second. From what I'm hearing, he's rising.
Yeah, he's rising. Trust me. From what I'm hearing, he's rising. I think we have to get it with that pick.
Can I hit you with this? You could get Abraham Lucas at 18, stay off of Creed Humphrey. You go get Najee, and then you come back and you go get a Trey Hill from Georgia, a Josh Myers from Ohio State, or Landon Dickerson from Alabama, who was Tua snapper.
And then the reason why I was preaching Najee this whole time is because I was hoping we would have the Panay Sewell situation.
Well, you know what I don't want to happen? You know what I don't want to happen, Pyro? What? Etienne at 11.
I don't want him either, man.
Yeah. That's
a real possibility, man. Because Brady's probably going to walk at the end of the season. He hasn't been used properly to his credit.
It's not a bad
pick. It's just you don't get a bell cow and it's Alvin Kamara. You're getting an Alvin Kamara. You can't give him the ball
Yeah.
20. He's only carried the ball more than 25 times twice in his whole career.
But for me, I want, like you said, a bell.
I want Najee.
Yeah, and the reason why I'm saying that is because
I want Josh Jacobs.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I just feel like we need a bell cow. We need somebody who can just grind it. I mean, like just exhaust the defense. I want that type of running back that can just literally have them huffing and puffing, especially in the climate that Florida is. Man, trust me. That. And
he's used to it, right? He plays in that Bama weather, right?
Yeah. And then you look at with the 2016 season, the reason why we was playing so good, we had say what you will about Jay Ajayi, but we was killing the Steelers and the Bills when they came down here.
You know what my problem is, brother? We got that. We would have the 11th pick in the second round. Is that high enough for Najee? Because you could get Etienne going from the 10 to 15 range, and you could literally get Najee from 25 on. It's pretty much open season because I know everyone. See, this is why, guys. I'm not tied to first round picks when they're 25 and beyond. Because you know what I do? I just view that as a high second round pick. The blue chips are off the board unless you're finding a gem that's been sliding around and your scouting department has identified that. But for the majority, the blue chips are off the board right now. So that's why I usually view it as like a high second. I don't view it as like a first, really. So that's why we saw Clyde go. And it's a very realistic possibility that Najee you might have to trade back up into the back end of the first round.
But my ideal scenario is that if it's a high, pick, that the run for running backs will start with Travis, and then hopefully Najee goes third or fourth. I know that's wishful thinking, but
Josh Valencia just donated $2 and said Najee is going in the first round. He's balling out this season. That's the thing, bro.
That's the problem. He's balling out, and if we can see it, I'm pretty sure the scouts can see it.
Take him at 18, bro.
I don't know because I don't really see. I love Najee. I love him, but I don't.
I know
what
you're about to say, and I agree with it. Yeah,
I don't feel comfortable picking him at that
high. Yeah,
I think that's too high. That's too high.
110%. I'm gonna take an Abraham Lucas every day at 18 or 17. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you can get Waddle, and then here's my ideal scenario: you get Waddle with the first pick, and then Abraham Lucas the second, and then in the early, hopefully the Texans can keep losing. I pray to God they can, but we get Najee with the first pick, and then we get the linebacker Roberts. That's my ideal scenario how it goes, but I know it's not going to go that way. We're going to miss out on one of these players, man, because
what linebacker
I really want a Wingfield, and we had the perfect opportunity. I think the coaches, I think they're gonna do something similar like what they did last year when we had Wingfield right there, but we instead go quarterback. So it's gonna be, I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't, sit here and say this is gonna go that way. Because I was sure enough saying, Wingfield's right there.
Here's the real question, though, Pyro. The real question is at 11, do you take Waddle or do you take Devontae Smith?
I take Devontae.
You see him today?
Yeah.
Devontae, bro.
Yeah.
I know guys at his wiry frame usually don't work out at the next level, like Dante said. But God damn, bro.
I seen the game. I hope you didn't bring him up because that's a tough decision. Listen,
you know what the problem is? You know what the problem is, though, bro? And Mike Koo, dude, if I can get Penei Sewell, I take him over anyone in this draft, even if I'm a quarterback needy team. And then I get my quarterback after because he's the best player in the last 10 years, arguably.
You always set up the trenches first, man.
But man, Devontae Smith, guys, here's the scary thing, J Love and Pylo. You see the way he's playing? He's not even playing with his favorite quarterback that he has the best chemistry with in the NFL, right? Ever. And that's Tua.
Yep.
I just really feel I feel Devontae is,
You seen how
And-
he was talking about Tua when Tua was still at Alabama? Trust me, he likes Tua, man.
Bro, this is what you could do. You could draft Devontae Smith, and you bring Albert Wilson back, and you make the move for Juju Smith-Schuster.
Okay,
Juju's the top 5 slot guy in the NFL. You solve your slot problem, and now you're
how low do you think?
And Parker? Oh my God!
But how low do you think Smith will fall though?
You're gonna have to pick him at 11.
Yeah, because I think. Do you think Do you think teams will prioritize Waddle over Smith?
It's scary, man. That combine.
That's what I'm
Waddle
saying,
comes
man.
back at the play.
That combine.
Here's
That's
the
what I was
difference.
going to say, man.
I think so. Waddle, if I remember correctly, Waddle's 5'10", 185 pounds. Devontae Smith is 6'1", and he's 175 pounds. But what the problem is going to be is Waddle is going to run like a 4.27 or a 4.26 at the combine, and Devontae Smith is probably going to be like mid 4.4s, low 4.4s at best.
At best, a very very low 4.3.
Yeah, like a 4.39 or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't see it though, but yeah, I get what you're saying. But he's just such a good route runner, and he's a separator, bro. He doesn't need speed to separate. He can separate at every level.
That quickness, man.
And the way he stems his routes, he can separate at any level. That's the thing about Devontae Smith is he's one of those guys. He doesn't need 4.3 speed or 4.2 speed to separate and continuously separate.
And he's been doing it since a youngin.
Yeah,
young, bro.
And you know what he does? He might not have 4.3 speed, 4.2 speed, but his short area burst and the explosiveness is his first step, and his acceleration after he gets the ball is really, really good.
It's like Albert Wilson's quickness.
Yeah,
I noticed that. I was like, dude, this dude's quick. He's quick. He may not have the top speed, but damn it, he's quick. He's very quick.
Really?
Honestly, now that you brought all that up, I'm getting Smith. My mind's made up. I want Smith.
I don't think you can miss with Smith or Waddle.
No, that's a win-win scenario,
you know what the thing is, Pyro? You can't put a value on the chemistry between Devontae Smith and Tua Tagovailoa.
No,
that's the thing that holds him up. That's why he was number 1 on my top 25 prospects to watch. Right?
And then reason. If they are available when we pick both of them, dude, you know how much I'm gonna be creaming my pants.
Kenny's about to ask, what's your opinion of Mac Jones? Of people saying Mac Jones is doing exactly what Tua is doing in Bama. That's not true. Actually, the receivers are actually doing more. They're stopping up more in their routes. If you see the throws just aren't as in stride and on these. Mac Jones is still good. I told everyone last year he's good, but he's not Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, that accuracy is very noticeable.
Yeah, you can notice that. Waddle's not too small. Waddle is Tyreek Hill's size, 5'10", 185. He's gonna put weight on himself, right?
Yeah, he's heavier.
Yeah, Waddle is not too small. I don't know who's saying Waddle's too small.
So
no, he's not.
Your top three
Waddle's too small. Grant's a midget. Go ahead, J-Love.
So your top 3 receivers on the board, who is it? Because somebody keep asking on the chat.
Okay.
If you say Devontae and Waddle are not 2 and 3, but they're top. Do you agree that Chase is number 1?
Jamar Chase?
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is my wide receiver 5.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not number 1.
If we're going off my list and not if we're going schematic fit, first of all, guys, Jamar Chase is Devontae Parker.
Yep.
Okay. A wide catch radius, a good ball tracker. He's not He's not going to be low 4.3 speed. Jamar Chase is not a natural separator, guys.
No.
If you look at his tape last year, a lot of that space was manufactured by Joe Brady in that offense. He's not a separator like a Devontae Smith. So if you're talking about schematically for the Dolphins, that lines up differently with what my fits are. So if I'm going to go top 5 schematically, it's going to be a 3-way tie at 1, basically, because of the chemistry between Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, and Rondell Moore.
Yep, one day more.
And then number 4 is Rashad Bateman. And Rashad Bateman is my personal wide receiver number 1.
Yeah,
if you're asking for my subjective list of who the best wide receiver overall, but we don't need him because we have Parker.
Yeah.
So yeah, unless you move off Parker, then Rashad Bateman makes sense. But Rashad Bateman is my wide receiver 1. And then I would have Jamar Chase after that. That would be my top 5.
Okay.
And then if you're going just my personal list, it would be Bateman at 1. I would have Waddle at 2. I would have Rondell Moore at 3, Devontae Smith at 4, and then I would have Jamar Chase at 5.
Okay.
But let me say this: 2 to 4 are like a pubic hair between each other. You know what I mean? Whereas Chase, he's outside of my top 4. Like I think there's a drop off, and people will see it. Like I don't know if you guys watch a lot of college ball. Look at how good Terrace Marshall has been this year for LSU. Terrace Marshall Jr. has been fantastic, and he's working with
LSU game right now.
And he's working with absolute garbage. I needed to see that from Jamar Chase to be a believer. Terrace Marshall went from like a 4th round guy to now there's talk about him going in the back round end of the 1st because of how good he's played with absolute garbage.
I'm here very, very early 2nd.
Yeah, for Terrace Marshall?
Yeah, for Marshall.
Yeah.
But he's going up there.
Garbage. I needed to see that from Jamar Chase to be a believer. You got Marshall went from like a 4th. Kevin, you got to mute the YouTube because it's playing back onto your mic, or get headphones. Brother.
Very early 2nd.
Marshall is playing. With
for Terrace Marshall.
Yeah, for Marshall.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
but he's going up there. It's some playback.
Yeah, you got playback. Let's see. Kevin, you got to mute. Yeah, you still got playback, dog. I keep muting you. But yeah, I mean, I think Jamar Chase is very, very overrated. If you have headphones, Kevin, that's going to be your best option.
And whoever picks him in the first is going to reach.
Yeah, you got playback. Yeah, you're going to be because I honestly, guys, I don't see him going as there's no way he's the first receiver off the board.
He better
no
not
way.
If he does
the way he's opted out, no chance whatsoever, bro.
But hey, you know it's gonna be that one team that does it though. It's gonna be that one team that does
all the power to them as long as it's not us. And that's what I don't get about. I see these mock drafts, and when we're at 5, 6, 7, they gotta take Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith, A, is balling out right now, and B, he's Tua's favorite target ever.
If the draft goes that way, man, if the draft falls that way, that'll be a steal for us.
Yeah.
Bro,
There's no way. There's no way that would happen, though. There's no way it's going to happen.
But logic tells you they wouldn't make that selection. I don't even know if they would take receiver top 10, to be completely honest with you. I don't think they would. The only reason now is we're falling outside the top 10, so it's viable.
Yeah, we are. Thank you. I mean, the Texans.
Unless they want to take a Dylan Moses or they want to take a linebacker at 11 or something like that.
I'm not even going to lie, man. The Texans ruined my Thanksgiving for real, man. I was enjoying my turkey, and I saw that score. I threw that shit in the trash. I was pissed off. I was too pissed off to eat. I was just like, man, fuck it.
Pyro didn't get his mashed taters because of the Texans, man.
I threw it away, man. I was just.
Yo, I ate it because you know why? Last month was Thanksgiving for us Canucks. So
yeah, man, it's good for you, but I had to look at that disgusting display by the freaking Lions.
Yeah, it was. Man, Deshaun Watson's been balling out the past couple games, eh?
Yeah, man, but still, why don't you do that next year?
You know what I mean?
I seen that. I was like, is the Lions even trying?
Well, it really puts into perspective how good that team could actually be if Bill O'Brien didn't butcher it.
Oh yeah, Bill O'Brien just absolutely neutered that team.
Like, what a fool, man!
I'm surprised they didn't fire him last year when he traded for the Tunsil. I was like, why didn't you trade? Why did you fire him then? Oh man, They wait until
If I will be honestly, if he was still on that team, if Bill O'Brien was still on that team, he
About
would
now?
have paid JJ too.
Man.
Better?
I'm surprised they didn't fire him last year.
No, we got feedback. Do you have us up on YouTube or the StreamYard?
Yeah, that's what it is. You got to turn off the YouTube and rely on the StreamYard.
Oh man, yeah, close YouTube or mute it, and then
I will be honestly,
play the StreamYard.
Yeah. Because basically it should just be.
Better?
I'm surprised.
About now? I could hear you fine.
No, we got feedback. Do you have us up on YouTube or the StreamYard?
I'm on StreamYard.
You on StreamYard? Maybe have to
Yeah.
put on some headphones.
Does he have headphones? He has headphones. You have to have headphones in. I thought he went and got some. No.
I'm not clicking
Basically,
on.
it should just be. Yeah, because every time we talk to you, we can hear ourselves off the screen in front of you.
StreamYard. I'm on StreamYard.
Yeah. J Love, you don't have headphones. How are you rocking it right now?
No, I'm on Google Chrome. I turn off the YouTube and I'm on StreamYard. I could see us on StreamYard.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm on the Mac.
Off the screen in front of you. Yeah, and you're not having feedback. Talk.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not going to. If you turn off the YouTube and just rely on the StreamYard, you'll be fine. And make sure your mic is open. Your mic is open also on your laptop. When I'm on StreamYard,
Yeah, that is killing the game right now. That feedback. Yo, I didn't hear you. Oh, we got another $2 donation. What do you think about Tamori and Terry?
he's talking about Scary Terry.
Well, you seem to have an opinion on that, so go ahead.
A low grade Devontae, maybe can't get separation.
Mm-hmm. I haven't watched. I've watched actually more. I've watched more FSU defenders than I have watched their receiving core. So I actually can't speak on that. So you would probably. Are you an FSU fan, J Love?
No, I'm a Hurricanes fan, unfortunately.
Okay.
Why you gotta say unfortunately?
Man, we've been mediocre for the past 20 years. Let's be real.
Man, shout outs to the Gators. We won another one.
Yes, I know. And yo,
That's in the country. I mean,
in
Florida.
I gotta be honest. Two things. One, I have a list of 15 receivers right now that I've watched, and Tamarian Terry is not on that in that ranking. So that's just to put in perspective of, he's not on my radar right now. So I don't know what to tell you. Number two, I'm a Gators fan through and through. All right. I was a huge Chris Leak fan. I loved me some Tebow. Kyle Trask you might have 5 guys go in the first round this year.
I know, man.
That's what we're banking on.
Trash. He's balling, man.
He is balling right now. And man, I hope for his sake he doesn't crash down. But he looks pretty good, man.
My only problem with him is consistency, man.
Yeah.
Consistency. And
yeah.
Sometimes
dude, this guy took a freaking Joe Burrow leap, bro, from last year to this year.
Bro, it's crazy. I'm like, damn, I'm like, what kind of trash is this?
Oh yeah, bro. Dude, going into this season, I had a third or fourth round grade on him.
Man, I had a 5th round on his ass.
Yeah, now I'm like, yo, this guy is going legit. But yo, you know who the one is? Honestly, guys, you know who I'd draft?
Who?
Well, first of all, obviously I took Trevor Lawrence, and I've been since I believe J Love, you've been around since I was on the other channel, right? You remember? So I love me some Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Zach Wilson, boys, from BYU.
Zach?
Oh, he's so fun to watch. If he goes to Chicago, he needs to go. He would be so fun in an option offense. Oh man, I like that kid, but I wouldn't take him over Fields or Lawrence. But man,
at NDSU.
I love me Trey Lance, but my problem with Trey Lance is, and y'all remember, I was one of the first people on YouTube in the Dolphins community putting everyone onto this kid. Not playing this year hurts that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing. Perfect example. Here's chasing Devontae Smith all over again. The question wasn't going to be who's going to be QB1 or QB2 this year, right? The question was who's going to be QB3. Was Jamie Newman going to show up in Georgia, but he opted out? All of a sudden, was it Trey Lance in North Dakota State before COVID hit? Was he going to solidify himself, right? And then what happened? Zach Wilson blows the hell up. Kyle Trask blows the hell up. And you know what? It's Jamar Chase and it's literally Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith. Everyone's like, oh, Jamar Chase is going to be the first guy off the board. Wide receiver 1 opts out. Devontae Smith blowing the hell up. Rondell Moore opts back in last week. First catch of the game. He has like a 45-yard jaw-dropping play. You know what I mean? Like,
I think
you can't. The NFL don't wait around for you, bro. Like, it's one thing to opt out when you're already at the big boy league and getting big boy money. When you're in college, that's going to hurt you, bro.
That's why you seen them in the Big Ten. They
Rondell
was advocating
back in.
They was advocating for that.
Oh, you got this man got the feedback for real. Yeah, you got feedback like whoa, still, buddy.
Still
the
got
NFL
feedback,
don't
huh?
wait around for you, bro. Like it's one
my
thing to
bad.
opt out when you're already.
Yeah, it's there, man.
Yeah, the YouTube one.
Are you? Is your YouTube on, Kevin?
It's probably
You seen them in the Big Ten.
Are you on?
They was advocating.
I'm not on YouTube, man. I'm on StreamYard.
You don't have YouTube open in the background or anything?
That's very weird. I don't know.
Yeah, because I've never come across this before ever.
You don't have like a headphones with a mic on it.
Well, look at J Love. He's using just StreamYard and he has no headphones on. Watch this. Ready? Check it. Tell me if there's feedback. All right, check it. Like it's unplugged. Is there feedback right now, Pyro?
No.
Can you hear yourself when you guys are talking?
No. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't hear you.
I have no idea.
AirPods.
I'm using Chrome too, by the way. If
Yeah.
that helps. FYI, I'm using Chrome.
You can't use it. You can't use it.
Like it's unplugged.
You using Chrome?
Yeah, I'm using Chrome.
Use Chrome. Go on Chrome. Go on Google Chrome and then try it.
Yeah. Because, yeah, man, you got bad feedback. I don't know. I've never seen this before.
You should always use Chrome. You should always use Chrome because it's superior than all the rest. Just saying.
Yeah, Safari. I have a MacBook. I'm on a MacBook Air, and Safari's whack, bro.
It is whack.
Hold on. Everyone be quiet so we can listen to Kevin because we actually have to stop talking so there's no feedback. Hold on. Let's hear what we have to say. Hold on. Let me give it a second because I know there's a delay.
I pressed on the link.
Just saying.
I got to StreamYard,
on a MacBook Air,
and that was it.
Safari's
Am I supposed to do something else?
It is whack.
Hold on. Everyone be quiet so we can listen to Kevin because we actually have to stop talking so there's no feedback. Hold on. Let's hear what we have to say. Hold on.
So I just clicked on the StreamYard app,
because I know there's a delay.
got on there, and that was it. I pressed on the link.
Just saying.
That's it to StreamYard, and that was it. Am I supposed to do something else?
It is whack.
Everyone be quiet so we can listen to Kevin because we.
You
Why
see?
do I keep repeating?
You have a window. It has to be another window open.
Yeah, you have to have something else open, bro. Because I just talked about the MacBook twice.
Yeah.
Something has to be going. I don't know, man. That's weird, dog.
It's weird hearing myself talk.
Yeah. Oh, hold on a sec. Josh Valencia. Come on. Who is OT1? Tell me this right now. I want you to tell me who. Bro, that is ridiculous.
Wow.
Daniel Jeremiah should be fired right now.
Well, you know,
like I'm about to apply. I'm about to apply for that job, man.
He always been like that though. He always grades
Dude.
rookies coming out. Jeremiah, he always does that.
Bro, I said, dude.
Oh,
I didn't say who.
I thought you said.
Are you serious? Yo, okay. This is okay. Hold on a sec. Josh, I appreciate the donation. You need to tell us right now because I'll put it up. You need to tell us right now who his OT1 is. Because if it's like Liam Eichenberg or something like that, I'm going to throw up on my mouth, even though Eichenberg looked real good yesterday against UNC. But I mean, it's UNC. Other than
UNC.
Sam Howell and Dynami Brown and a couple other, and Chaz Surratt and a couple other players, they're crap. Wow. I think, wow. Are you serious? That is from Northwestern. He is man. I thought you typoed and put in Rasheed Walker from Penn State. Rashawn Slater.
Hello,
Are
guys.
you-
I'll be back. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Did this just happen? Wow, that is, man. Yo, I've lost some respect for his evaluation skills. Let me put it that way. Because, I mean, oh, wow. I would.
Can you imagine a franchise passing up on Panay?
For
Western?
Rashawn Walker?
You getting fired.
Oh, my God, man. Like, guys, I can literally give you just off the top of my cuff 10 names that I basically like better than him. So obviously I'll take Penei Sewell all day, every day over him. I'll take Samuel Cosme from Texas all day, every day over him. I'll take Liam Eichenberg from Notre Dame. I'll probably take Landon Young from Kentucky. Dylan Radins, who's been protecting the blind side of Trey Lance in North Dakota. I'll take him all day. Jalen Mayfield from Michigan. I'll take him all day. Alex Leatherwood from Bama. Rasheed Walker from Penn State. I'll take all day. Y'all know I love Jackson Carman from Clemson all day. Abraham Lucas, who's basically my OT2 right now, all day. Like, what is this guy even talking about, man? Like, is this man crazy? Oh, my God. Kevin.
What do we got, man?
Wow, you fixed it, brother. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
Got it. Good money.
Well, after all that, give me your thoughts, brother.
Yeah, what a messed up day today, huh? What a weird week this was, man.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, dude. From beginning to end, honestly, it was completely just so Dolphins-like, right? You know, I've been a fan for 30 years now. You know, I grew up in the 305, you know, bleed,
the background, is that
feeling
Tom?
orange, you know, living in Vegas now, still doing my thing. Got my JT in the background right here,
Nice.
you know. And that's what it is, man. And it was just a weird week. And honestly, it all started for me when Tua got benched with 10:33 left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
as soon as that happened, I called my brother and I said, this isn't good. You know, you don't take your franchise quarterback out with 10:33 left in the fourth, down 10. And with the all-22, watch it. Watch Tua's last drive. Tua's last drive, he got them moving. And what happened? Offensive penalty on Tua.
Holding on Austin Jackson.
Penalty. Brought it back. False start. Brings it back 5. So that drive, he was starting to get things rolling. Had that pass to Callaway, money, you know, slant route, got it going. You know, he was starting to get it going. And that's what a young quarterback needs, is to learn how to play from behind.
That's how you build that confidence, bro.
That's how you build it. You can't pull a guy at that point. You know what? I'd rather have lost the game playing Tua all the way through
I agree.
and do what we did. And it started then.
And you know what, dude? Like, here's the thing. Like, he led you on a game-winning drive against Arizona.
Dude.
And that's a better team than what we just faced, at least offensively, in terms of going blow for blow. How do you know he couldn't have done that for you? We were only down by 10 points.
You don't pull a guy in that situation,
I
man.
agree.
It's common sense, man. It's common sense. You know, like, that's what a quarterback needs. That's a young guy. That's a young, developing quarterback. It's his first time being down in the NFL, double digits. You give the guy the opportunity to play it through. You lose with your guy. You know what I'm saying? You lose. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's why we drafted him.
Yep.
And you know what? The reality is, third quarter of games, we've been absolutely atrocious all year.
Yeah.
All
Didn't
year.
matter who the quarterback was.
Flat. Our play calling is atrocious. But what has Tua done in the fourth quarter? Tell me what he's done in the fourth quarter. He's been money. He's been accurate. And get this guy to the red zone? He ain't throwing a
Even
pick.
more. Yeah.
He's been pure money, man.
It took care. It took
bad
care
move.
of bobbling a snap for him to stop being perfect in the red zone, and that was
Yeah,
all
and how about that
Karras.
bobble snap right before where he shoots it out to his left foot? He picks it up and snaps it over
Snaps
to
to Devontae.
I mean, money throw. Those are high level throws,
Back
man.
shoulder too. Back shoulder where only Devontae can make the catch. All he had to do was manipulate his body.
I'm
Nasty.
glad you fixed your sound problem, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, dude. Yeah, I'm not very technically sound. Don't know any
It's
of
all
this
good,
shit.
man. It's all good,
You
man.
know?
It's good that you got it fixed.
But
Yeah, man.
you know, we've all. I think we have a little bit of Dolphins PTSD, man. I think today was rough, man. Today was rough for everybody. You know, because the reality is, if you're a football fan and you watch the tape and you really, really watch what this team does and you watch what this young guy is doing,
Mhm.
you know what you got, man.
Yeah.
You know what you got. And the right organization and the right head coach is going to put this guy in position to be a franchise quarterback. But you got to go through your lumps. You can't play this game with young guys like this. You can't play these games that we've been playing for 20 years. And that's what we're doing is we're playing games with Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay, that's it is. You know, it's funny with Belichick and Greer and their ties to the Patriots. Everyone says, we're bringing the Patriots organization. Well, let me tell you this. Belichick wouldn't be doing this with Tom Brady early on in his career, bro.
You don't do that, man. You don't do that.
I mean, did you see the stats I had up over the first 4 games with him and the other?
I looked up those stats, you know, when people started talking shit after the first game, and pardon my language, but when people started talking crap after that Rams game. And I said, did you look at Russell Wilson's first start? Go look back at Russell Wilson's first start, see how he played.
Yeah, but also, what did Chan Gailey in the offense even ask of him? Nothing. They just said, don't put the Rams in a position to get momentum back with turnovers. That's literally what they asked of him.
We took an early lead. He did exactly what he had to do. He made the plays in the fourth quarter to solidify that game, and he didn't turn the ball over after that first fumble.
Yeah.
He couldn't have done any better against the number 1 rated defense. The kid has been handcuffed. He's been handcuffed by Chan Gailey's play calling. It's a completely different game that he's calling for Fitz, man.
Yes.
It's a completely different game. We're playing a horizontal game. You're not giving him that 3-layer support where you have deep route, middle route.
And then I would say the best play call I've seen from Chan Gailey is that Arizona game.
And why is that? It's because they let him play.
Yes.
Because they let him play.
They did a pretty damn good job in the San Francisco game. I'll give him credit for that too.
Against the Rookie of the Year.
He did pretty good job. It's just, if you look at the Seattle game, it wasn't Fitz's. Some of the blame falls on Fitz. Just like, you know what? At the end of the day, this was Tua's worst performance. I mean, I don't know whether it's the foot injury or whatever, but I've watched a ton of film on this kid from Alabama. Like I said, that crosser to Parker, some of those deep shots to Grant, he doesn't miss that's uncharacteristically.
Parker was
because he had a clean pocket. He had a clean pocket. Yeah, at least with the Grant one, he had to step up out of the pressure, but he still normally hits that, man. I don't know what's going on, but you compound it with poor offensive line play and bad situational calling. Running the football 17 times when at most you're down by 10 in a football game is kind of inexcusable, man.
What's a quarterback's best friend? Is a good run
game,
especially when that defense is coming after you like they are.
Exactly.
Especially in a horizontal offense, the run game is because there's a lot of play actions, there's a lot of bootlegs, there's a lot of rollouts, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, get him going, and he started to get going in the fourth quarter. That's what pissed me off so much. And to get going. We understand the third quarter we've been crap all year, but in the fourth quarter, in that drive, he started to get it going, and that offensive holding and that false start killed the whole drive.
That's why I put that in the all 22. Me and
your all 22
game did.
Man.
But that's why I did, because a lot of people forgot about that run that Austin Jackson negated, and that got us past the 20-yard line.
So what does that do?
We were into the red zone, and this is a guy who the only red zone miss he has is because Karras fumbled the ball.
Yeah,
so we were gonna get points off that drive.
But here's the thing. Also, what pissed me off about that. Chan Gailey did not call, like you said, 17 running plays
Yeah.
on one of the worst running defense in the league, and you didn't run it more.
And Ahmed is averaging
Did you
3.9
watch
a
what
carry.
Raiders did to him the week before. Carr couldn't throw the ball against him. They have a very, very strong secondary and a good pass
Yeah.
rush. They ran the ball down their throats that game. And they
also,
kept the run
I'm
game
looking at-
going
I'm
all
looking
game.
at-
What did
I'm
it
looking
do?
at-
It neutralized the pass rush, and it allowed Derek Carr to go play action and find his receivers wide open.
That
We
was
went
also
completely the opposite. We actually started that game. If you watch the first play of the game, we got Antonio Callaway split out to the left. You got Grant split out to the left and Antonio Callaway split out to the right. So we're trying to spread them out from the beginning of that game. And that's when you see he misses those 2 deep balls early in the game.
Mhm.
But okay, fine and good. You know, they adjusted their game plan at the same time. We got to adjust our game plan, go max protect personnel at that point, man.
Did you watch my live reaction?
You
Kevin, I
won
don't know
that
if you-
fucking ball.
brother, I don't know if you watched, but when I opened up to halftime on the live reaction, and then I opened up post game to you guys. At halftime, I was saying, if you watch the first half, running the ball and passing it, we were having success out of the 12-man personnel with Shaheen and
2
Smythe.
tight ends.
Then all of a sudden they'd go max to the left and max to the right.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden they would get away with it. And it's like, another thing, you got 26 dropbacks. Why do I only have 2 designed rollout bootlegs out of
Exactly.
26 dropbacks? And it just, especially with pressure, you want bootlegs, rollouts,
You got to move the
slants,
pot.
drags,
move the
low
pot.
drives. You want quick rhythmic stuff. You're not trying, if you like, for example, situationally has been my gripe with this guy, especially on third down all year, Chan. But look what he's doing to Tua. We're going out there. We're going pass, run, pass, and we're 3 and out. I mean, what are you expecting? Like, this offense is not built right now, especially in the receiving core, especially on the offensive line, for a rookie quarterback to carry the weight. It's just not built like that right now. It's just we don't have the weaponry, especially out of the backfield. It's not built for that. This is built on good defense, establish the run, and don't turn the ball over, Tua. That's what you're trying to do. And take what the defense gives you
all it is
towards the sticks, and when they give you the opportunity deep, make them pay. And that's why I said on my offensive keys, that's the issue I have. This accuracy issue, he hasn't been able to make teams pay these last 2 games because of whatever's going on with his foot, whether it's his lead foot or whatever.
I don't know. I don't know what the
Something's
injuries
uncharacteristic with this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we're talking about a guy. What's some of the best deep touch I've ever seen?
And
Y'all
that
feel like it's
Fitzpatrick,
set for the
This
season?
kid's deadly accurate. There's no question about it.
What the hell happened, bro? You don't forget that overnight, dude.
that Fitzpatrick interception is the reason why I can't stand Fitzpatrick.
Can't watch him.
Bro,
Can't watch him.
Lair
I got
was
nothing
wide
against
open.
Fitzpatrick, dude. I've been watching this
Gesicki was
game for
open.
a long time. I've been
And
watching
Lair-
Isn't that-
his career.
See, guys, wasn't that the bittersweet part of it? You're thinking, wow, this offense with Tua behind them, they won't get this kid to the red zone, but then Fitz will let them down and throw a pick. Whereas if they would have got to the red zone with Tua, with protection and play calling, he probably wouldn't have let you down with that interception.
You
And
know
you
what he
probably would
does?
have
He
had a
looks
tie
that
ball game,
safety
man.
off. He looks that safety off, and boom,
Bam.
that ball gets right in there.
Another thing too is you could tell how bad the play calling is. We had a minute left on the 20-yard line. Not one run was called. Direct pass. Literally, they were sending 4. Run the ball up the middle.
Run the ball up the middle.
Bro, Denver,
They're not sending any extra
Denver-
heat, and run the ball.
Denver
Yeah, no,
throughout
Denver-
that whole Denver throughout that whole entire game was biting on the pass.
Yeah.
I was like, please, for God, run the ball on one of the worst running defensive in the
And
league.
Ahmed was having a good day when you gave
He
him
was
the
having a
ball.
good day, man.
He had like 11 carries for like 46 yards. That's good. That's telling me if you give him the ball 20 times, I'm going to get 90, 95-ish
I'll take
yards.
it all day, man.
If he
I'll take
doesn't
it all
bust
day.
out a 20-yarder,
Yeah.
come on, man. I'm taking that.
And reason,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying.
You know, I don't know if you guys have listened to my podcast with Richmond Webb, but Richmond Webb has been so adamant where it's called The Finish Line. It's you can search Dolphins Brawl on iTunes, Spotify, and we're the only podcast on there. It's me, Ball Game, and Richmond Webb. And Richmond says even if you're averaging 2 yards a carry, keep running the ball, keep them honest.
You keep them honest at
And
that point.
Salvin Ahmed, he's given us more flashes than what Gaskin and Breda have.
For the opportunities he's gotten, he's played well.
Yeah, man. The guy came
well.
in his first game before they knew it was coming and they started kicking him back on losses. He had 92 yards in his first game with us.
How about that little kick out run he had where we're supposed to go inside and he popped it outside?
Popped out. Yeah, man. He's like a blend of Gaskin and Breda.
Yeah.
He's you got
that's
Gaskin
right there.
Yeah, man. That's what makes
Gaskin has a lot of heart, but he's slow.
Yeah.
He has Gaskin's awareness.
Gaskins is a change of pace guy. That's what he is. Gaskins is a change of pace guy. But Solomon Achman, I mean, I was really impressed with what we did with him. I mean, the fact of the matter is the game before he should have had over 100 yards. We just went away from him for some reason.
Yeah.
You know? And honestly, Tua's got to learn. Tua's a young guy. He's got to realize that there's a lot of things he doesn't know. Look in the Charger game, man. I think we were in the red zone, and he took that shot to Devontae Parker in the end zone for the score. But he had Malcolm Perry wide open. He had Malcolm Perry wide open on that little hook that he had right there, that little curl route. So he's got to learn. I mean, these are learning experiences. But what better learning experience, right, than being down 10 on the road?
I got to say this, though, because, Kevin, you seem like you watched the All-22 with us and all that kind of stuff, too. Haven't you noticed? I don't know what it was, but I know he had that swagger in terms of, like, when he said, I thought it would be, like, harder than it is. I feel like it got to his game in terms of now he started. If you look at the last two games, he was not testing downfield and testing bracketed or double coverage the way he is now, when normally he was just taking what they were giving him and making him pay. He needs to go, dude, that's for year 2, brother.
Exactly.
You've only got 10 games. We're in the middle of a playoff race. I need what I saw in the first 2 games.
Yeah.
Take the sticks. Take what's in front of you. Take what they give you. If it's wide open deep, throw it and hit it. And make them pay.
Yeah.
Stop taking
Other than that,
unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
there's
no
Stop trying to extend plays, please.
Brother, I want to know will a real Austin Jackson please stand up, my friend, because I'm seeing the kid from USC right now. I'm not seeing the kid I saw. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the other platform where I came from, but there was a reason why before 18.
I used to watch you back in the day on the other platform, man. You were always real with that, man.
Bro, I literally said, please don't let it be Austin Jackson. And I said that before the pick happened. And I was eating crow openly and admittedly on here and saying, you know what? He looks like he was worth that 18th pick. Then he got injured. I don't know whether he came back too early or whatever. But, dude, it's gone back to, when you talk about like AJ Epinesa and when he got beat by Bradley and and we got beat by these guys at college, Jillian Aquar from Notre Dame.
Speed guy out the outside, he could have controlled it.
No, it was coming across the face. He can't handle guys coming across his face. And what did Bradley Chubb do to him? Bradley Chubb just kept coming across his face, man. And he couldn't handle it. I'm like, it's the dude from USC. 9 pressures of our 21 were from Austin Jackson.
I didn't
7, like.
And Flowers didn't do us no justice.
The offensive line was a mess. But the reality is you got a 75, 80-year-old play caller. He's got to figure that out and start moving that pocket, man. Get him out of that
Flowers
pocket.
Ain't doing no favors, bro.
Move the rock.
We ran like seven
Get him out of there, dude. Get that ball out.
Except this game. Like, why did we only run 2 bootlegs to his weak
to
side?
His right. To his right.
Yeah.
Now I get it. No, I get it. I get it. You're trying to throw the defense off guard. I get it. We've been rolling to the left the whole time. He's trying to throw them off guard and roll them to the right. I understand it. I get it. And look, Tua.
But we needed easy. We needed easy rhythmic completions that game. We didn't need it complicated. Come out and you're across your body already, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing. Have you guys noticed? I mean, he's money on them. And, I mean, he's a lot better at them than Herbert. Shout out to Tua for having less of an arm and being way better. For some reason, they're not giving him a lot of easier throws than those comeback routes towards the sidelines.
Yeah.
And, give me easy stuff over because we have no one who can get the ball over the middle on the short or even intermediate level and just be dynamic. Yeah. And I don't mean to take it 60 yards for a touchdown. but add something to it. Give me an extra 10,
Give me some
15,
rack.
make a guy miss.
Give me
You
some
know what
rack.
I mean? You
Give
know
me
what I
some
mean?
rack.
Like, we
Yeah.
don't have that, bro.
No, we
just
don't.
and
We
you
don't.
can tell Tua's getting the timing in terms of the speed with Grant down. He's still adjusting to the 5'7" because that's why he missed that bootleg a couple games ago. If that was a 5'10" guy towards the sideline, if that guy's even 5'10", that's a touchdown.
That
But
one
it's
where
because
he
he's
spokes out to
5'7",
the
man.
right there, where
Yeah.
he evades. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
bro.
highlight,
And that's
play
the highlight
right
of the
there.
night,
That's
bro.
So bad right there.
Yeah, bro.
And you know, it's not a knock,
knock.
not a knock on Grant, and I'm not holding that. Grant can't help that. I'm just saying, if that guy's 5'10", that's a touchdown. That's
That's-
six
that's
on the
Grant is
board.
getting
Yeah.
open. He's just getting separated.
Oh, he is. They're just getting adjusted to the.
Yeah.
They
it's
are,
the height.
and that's going to take time, and that's going to take evolution of a quarterback. That's going to take learning his receivers. You know, that takes time. You know, and the truth is, what was done to him this week. Because let's all be honest now. The week started with the jam finger that was not so bad, or what were the exact words he used? He'll be fine.
Yeah, it wasn't considered serious. Was exactly
Wasn't
what Tom
considered
Pelissero
serious.
said. Yeah.
And as the week went on, we saw a change in Brian Flores. Now, was that Tua practicing? Was that his, inability to throw the ball properly during practice? I don't know. Maybe. Or is it the fact that he's got a comfort level with Fitz? And look, I'm not going to compare Tua and Josh Rosen because that's not even a fair comparison. Let's be honest now. You know, they're two completely different guys. Josh Rosen is a lifetime backup, and Tua is
Hold on. Did Rosen even throw 6 touchdowns as a Miami Dolphin? That's my next question.
Did he throw a touchdown? That's a better question. Did he throw a touchdown?
No, but
he had one. He had one, I think. He had one to what's his name?
I was just
Devontae
being
Parker.
facetious, brother. That's all.
Oh, he had one.
Hey, Kevin, don't forget the drops. He had drop touchdowns.
sorry,
Those you gotta count those, bro.
The guy was spectacular, man. He was phenomenal, dude.
Oh
He was pain man.
I hate when
He was the
people
next
compare
pain man.
But what I will
According to somebody,
compare,
he was the next pain man.
what I will compare is how Flores has handled both situations. They've been very eerily similar, guys. Eerily similar. Let's be honest. After that Washington game, Flo came out and said, "What?
Yeah.
What did he say?" He said,
"We're gonna put our." When he went to, he said, "We're gonna go." Oh, I thought you were gonna say when he went to Fitz and he said, "We're gonna go with the guy who gives us the best, puts us in the best position to win."
Well, okay, so in that Washington game, we were down a few points, down 2 scores. He pulls Rosen, brings in Fitz. Fitz almost brings us back. Does a great job. But that following Monday, he comes out and says, Rosen's my guy, and Rosen's my guy for the rest of the year. And that changed by Thursday. And by Thursday, the whole narrative changed. And what did he do? He continued to praise Rosen in practice and how good he's been developing and so on and so forth. And we all know what happened for the rest of the year. Fitz stayed the quarterback for the rest of the year, and we watched what we watched, and give Fitz credit. He did what he had to do, and he won us some games. But we all know what Fitz is, man.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is this really far-fetched? Because this is actually what my theory is. Is it really that far-fetched because of the accuracy issues? Okay, so I noticed on the All-22 breakdowns 2 games ago, the accuracy issues pop up. That week he popped up on the injury report with the foot injury, okay?
Yeah.
Then we had the loss we just had where he had accuracy issues on missing a wide open Grant on a few times and the cross with Parker, et cetera, et cetera. If you've got poor offensive line play, he would never indict his coach. But you got the offensive line playing like it is right now. You've got injuries going on because Solomon McKinley's out. You're going to Hunt and Jesse Davis, who, let's be honest, when they've been together on the right side, has not looked very pretty. Karras is looking bad. Where he went to bad to looking good for a couple games. Now he's looking bad again. Eric Flowers makes me smile every week he plays because every week he plays, I continue to be proved more and more right that he ain't worth $10.5 million a year. Austin Jackson is a complete and utter mess since he came back from injury.
Yeah, he's not right.
You've got a guy with a bat who was on the injury report with a bad foot who me and Ball Game, specifically me, have noticed accuracy issues when he was on the injury report for that. Now to his throwing hand, he's got a thumb injury. So you've kind of compounded the foreseeable accuracy issues just physically, because now let's say if it's the lead foot that he has this problem with,
You can't step in.
yeah, and that's going to affect your
Let me ask you a question. You play quarterback? Right? Did you ever play quarterback?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, you could tell. So I played quarterback for years, and the reality is it takes you a little bit to get going. You know, like your first few practices, your first few games, you're a little off. You're not reading.
Well, Kevin, let me ask you this too. Kevin, and I'll because you played the position too. Now that we've settled that. On top of now he's got the thumb. He's been dealing with the foot. Let's say it's his lead foot. Let's just say if it's his back foot, that's more kinetic energy and velocity. But let's say it's his lead foot because the accuracy has noticeably dipped out of nowhere after the Arizona game suddenly. Okay,
since the Chargers game, you started seeing.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So you got those two things. You've got the lead foot. Let's say you got just the foot injury or whatever. Now you've got the thumb on the throwing hand being jammed on a helmet. All right. So the thing is, now he's dealing with those. Let's call them ailments. Let's not even call them full-blown injury. Let's call them ailments.
Fair.
He's dealing with those ailments that could affect your accuracy. On top of the fact, can we all pretty much agree? Yeah, he's looked good. There is no way he's back to 110%.
No.
Not even 12 months removed. Like just 12 months removed from that traumatic of an injury.
No, it's not realistic.
Kevin, if it's me or you, it's taken us probably a year and a half, 2 years to get back to normal.
You know, he's a different breed of athlete, so he's going to heal faster than most. You know, the reality is he has a really good team behind him, but he's not back. I mean, he's not 100% back, and you could see that. But that's okay. Him at 80% is better than Fitz at 100%.
Yeah, but Kevin, think about it even further. Look at Herbert and look at Burrow. Herbert went to the Senior Bowl. He played in the playoffs. Burrow played. He played in his bowl game. Sorry, Burrow played in the playoffs. Played in the national championship game. Okay.
Yeah.
Then he kept going with the Palmers. Hushmanzada in the offseason never stopped.
Yeah.
Tua had no preseason,
had no
came
football
into the
activities,
Jet game,
had no football activities till Trent Dilfer came around.
Exactly. Yeah. And then 2 games into it, starting to get himself back. Now he's starting to deal with new ailments on top of getting back into the rhythm of being out of football and off an injury and taking no real serious reps for around a year. So it's just all this stuff. And like I tell people, and you'll understand this more than anyone, this isn't a vertical seam-based offense. This is a horizontal offense. When you have a bad day in a horizontal offense, it's going to look a hell of a worse than a bad day in a vertical offense.
Yeah.
Right? That's just facts, bro.
They keep things very simple for Herbert. And if you watch how they play Herbert, there's maybe 10 to 15 plays that he runs, and 3 or 4 of them he runs consistently. Mm-hmm. With the weapons he has on the outside with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, I mean that's ridiculous on the outside right there. I mean, you're talking Pro Bowl caliber.
And Eckler when he comes back in a couple weeks,
and Eckler, what's the tight end? Hunt's a beast.
Hunter Henry.
The reality is they're letting Herbert do what he does best, and that's use that big arm
and a better offensive line.
And the offensive line's a different story, right?
They added Trey Turner and Brian Bulaga in the offseason week and all. Those are pretty serious Pro Bowl vets. Guys who've been to Pro Bowl.
But if you look at Herbert's numbers, the first 4 games, I mean, if you go back and you look at Herbert's numbers the first 4 games and compare them to Tua's, there's no comparison. Herbert had a touchdown. Yeah, he had 300 yards, but he threw the ball 40 times a game. Yeah, he had some nice games, but he didn't have a multiple touchdown game till about the 4th or 5th game of his season. So
let me ask you this for everyone who wants to say. Let me ask you this, Kevin, because I watched it. Do they lose to the Broncos if he doesn't throw that interception in the end zone?
What are you saying, Fitz?
Herbert. Remember, he threw the interception against the Broncos in the end zone. Then they marched back down. They marched back down, and then they tied, and they ended up winning.
you know, when
And let me and you watch did you watch the Saints game when he started?
watched.
Did you notice the second half
Yep.
adjustments when they
Yep.
took away the middle and they were forcing him into man on the outside?
Yep,
And he
struggled.
went from being 11 and 14 in the first half to that
Oh,
blown
yeah.
coverage on Mike Williams for that touchdown to tie it. Up
Yep.
until that point, he was 3 of 11 or like 3 of 14 in the second half throwing the football because they took everything away. Because look at what we did when we got that interception. He kept checking down because
Yeah.
we were forcing him. We basically did what we did to Garoppolo. Guys in the middle, drop back in the zone. Guys on the side, keep it tight, man. Force him towards the sidelines if he's going to test you. And he didn't want none of that. And the one time he did, X picked it off. And it was a bad throw to begin with. But I mean, dude, Herbert, here's crazy. Towards the sidelines, Herbert cannot make the throws Tua can make on all three levels. I don't need to see stats. I've watched enough
Herbert's
film.
a talented kid, bro. He's a talented kid.
He's got a bazooka, bro.
Yeah, bomb. He's got a bomb right there.
And
dude.
like I always said in Oregon, he displayed deep touch.
Oh, yeah.
And he's good towards the sidelines when his mechanics are proper. His problem is his footwork. I've never seen a guy, bro, who was out of shotgun for 4 years and get caught flat-footed so much.
Flat-footed,
bro,
is unbelievable.
my friend,
man.
you
arm right there, man.
And you play quarterback, right? So you understand.
It's all about the feet, man.
But you also understand front arm, right? You understand front arm is basically up, down, and then head is right, left in terms of mechanically.
Yeah.
If you watch him, when
he's
his bad
all
habit,
off,
he's swimming. I call it a swim, bro. He'll swim when he throws the football. And but when his mechanics are tight, and I said this in my evaluation, he can make throws towards the sideline because he got that arm, bro.
Yeah, he's got that bazooka of an arm, and that really compensates for his footwork and everything like that. You know,
but you could tell where his confidence is, Kevin, because you played the he wasn't making tight window throws against us because he knows he can't make them.
Dude, he struggled against us, man. He had 183 yards, but before that, he had 120 yards for the game, and we gave him that touchdown.
Garbage time, baby.
Yeah, man, that was nothing right there. We controlled them all game.
And it took him more completions and more attempts to surpass Tua Tagovailoa's 169 yards for the record.
Yeah, there's no question about it. There's no comparison between the two quarterbacks. When I look at a quarterback, one of the main things I look at is footwork. And Tua's got phenomenal footwork.
Dog. And think about this, my friend. For the amount of comeback routes Tua's thrown this year, did we really make the wrong choice? Because you want Herbert making those comeback throws? Hell no, bro. I will pass, bro. All day.
Okay. Let's switch the situation. We drafted Herbert, right?
I'll take Joe Burrow over Herbert.
You think Herbert would be having success in Miami right now under Shane Game?
No, because it's a different offense. It's a different offense. No.
Different offense completely.
You know who I do? I think Joe Burrow would. Joe
Burrow is a baller.
Because of his accuracy. Yeah.
He's a gamer. He's tough, man. He'll stand in that pocket.
I love that kid, bro. I love that kid, man.
That kick a ball, dude. He's a tough kid. I just love his moxie. I love the way he is, man. I love his mindset, you know?
And he looks like a quarterback, let's be honest.
What's that?
He looks like a quarterback, bro.
Yeah,
Justin Herbert looks like,
man. I love
bro.
it.
Justin Herbert needs that Noxzema like right quick, bro, and needed it yesterday. Bro, he looks like a high school quarterback.
I was like, is he 12 years old?
Oh
man?
my god,
what happened?
Yo, did any of y'all ever watch Vice Principals?
No, I don't think
you never seen. Okay,
no.
If you ever go watch Vice, he looks exactly like a kid in Vice Principals, bro.
Oh my god!
And he even cut his hair like the kid.
If this kid weren't 6'6", you would think he was 15 years old with an acne problem, dude. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but you know what? Bazooka, prototypical size. Dude, the guy had like a 4.0 grade average. I think he was a biology major or something like that. So he's a smart kid. So, he'll get it. That's why I told everyone. He just had most red flags on film. But he'll get it. I just thought it would take longer than what it's taking him right now. Like you said, I've been telling everyone, they've dumbed it down. People just don't get it, bro.
They dumbed it down. The reality is the offense is perfectly suited for him, as dumbed down as it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's got the weapons. I mean, he's got some weapons out there,
man. Buddy. I love big guys like that
out there. I mean, those guys are nasty out there, man.
Oh, buddy. Tua would be, Tua's numbers we could get some separation with those guys, bro.
Tua would feast out there, man.
All right, let me ask you this, Kevin. Do you watch college ball?
I watch some college ball. Yeah, I'm not completely astute like you are. But
So
yeah,
what are your thoughts on the draft? Are you taking a receiver?
yeah. The reality is we got to go skill player, and I take receiver first pick wherever it lands. I think it's going to be around 15. I think we go after receiver, and I think late first where we'll probably be. I'd go running back, dude. I won't wait for
Najee?
running back, man. Give me a late first round running back. Give me a Najee.
If we make the playoffs and we're in like mid-20s,
I think we're 20s. I think we're right around there, depending on where we land. But I figure
mid-20s.
Yeah, somewhere 20 plus, 25.
See, I can swallow. I can take that. I got no problem with that. If we're at 17 right now, I can't take a running back right now.
No,
I kind of agree with
that's too early. That's too early.
Joel, let me hear your thoughts. Where are you at in the first round of the draft?
I'm going with the same prediction, bro. I got receiver and running back, bro. We have to get a receiver. The receivers are too average, even below average. Devontae Park is the only one really creating real. I mean, Jakeem Grant is there, but it's very hard throwing to a 5'7" receiver.
I got a question for you. What
over
would you get?
over a bunch of guys that are like, you know, the kind of touch you have to have when everyone in front of the receiver, it's like 5'10", 5'11". Like you gotta have
perfect.
to make that throw, man.
like, you know.
But what
like-
receiver would you get, man?
What's up?
What receiver would you get?
Oh, you know, I like a guy he's familiar with. I like that guy Waddle, man. Waddle out of Alabama right there, man. Who's that other guy? Devontae Smith? What's his name?
Yeah.
That guy's money
He had
right
175 yards today.
Yeah,
2 touchdowns.
there. Yeah. You need speed and size, man. You need a guy 6'2", 6'3" with some speed, man. You got to be able to really take that top off the defense right there.
Too. They're breeding receiver.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, man. Like all the best guy. Look at
Judy.
Look at what. Well, look at this, Joel. Atlanta. They replaced a Bama guy with a Bama guy.
Yeah.
You know, Ridley to Julio Jones, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And here's the thing. Devontae's 6'1", 175. He can add 10, 15 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen Waddle's 5'10", 185. He adds 10 pounds and he's Tyreek Hill.
Speed, man. He's got
He's gonna run
speed,
4.26, 4.27.
Yeah, you're talking 4.2, 4.3 guy. I mean, he's big time off the
Dude,
top.
there's a video you can find. I was telling guys backstage about this. There's a video you can find. Maybe I'll bring it up one day. And I found it though. It's Henry Ruggs in his sophomore season and Jalen Waddles in his freshman season, and it's in Alabama's indoor facility, and they line up at the 40-yard line, and someone's at like the 5 or 6 yard line, and they're like videotaping it, and they run a 40 against each other, and it's so tight that when they get to the goal line, they're both trying to lean forward.
And
that's how tight it is.
Henry Ruggs is how tall? 5'9", he's a 5'8", 5'9" guy? He's a small guy, right?
Yeah, he's 5'10".
Yeah.
He's 5'10".
5'10". I was about to say 5'10", 5'9".
Yeah, he's 5'10", and he just ran like what, a 4.27 or 4.26.
He's the fastest receiver coming out of the draft.
Yeah, and Henry Ruggs said he could have ran faster. Henry Ruggs was actually disappointed with his time. And Josh Jacobs was there for when that happened. And Josh Jacobs was on record in his junior season saying Jalen Waddle is going to run a 4.27, 4.26 at the combine.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Waddle, man. I watched that kid play. I love that kid right there. That kid.
And I want Najee, man. I want my Josh Jacobs. Like, that's another Bama running back, and I see so many.
But you're gonna have to get him at the end of the first round. You can't wait till the second round. We made the mistake last year, and nothing against Noah. You know, I like Noah, but the reality is, who's that boy in KC right there, man?
They had Dobbins right there.
Yeah,
But they picked them ahead of us.
Antoine Winfield, though. I would have taken Antoine Winfield.
They picked Edwards-Helaire ahead of us, Casey.
Yeah,
ahead of us, right?
But Dobbins was still on the board.
Dobbins was there, yeah.
Dobbins was there.
And like I told you,
there.
I've
Jonathan Taylor was there. I mean, you had a bunch of guys there, man. That was a running back heavy draft last year, man.
I talked to a couple guys at Pro Football Network. Basically, how it was supposed to go down is the Hunt at 39. Okay, and that was because they missed out on Wirfs. I keep telling people this. People don't realize. Don't y'all wonder why did Tampa Bay trade up only one spot? That was because we were trying to move up.
Yeah.
The problem was they didn't want to move that far back unless we really sweeten the pot because they didn't want to miss out on Javon Kinlaw because they just moved off on DeVorest Buckner. I was told this by like insiders at Pro Football Network. Forward to the second round, the Hunt pick, okay, that wouldn't have happened if they would have got worse, but the Hunt pick happened. The Ravens wanted Hunt, right? Because they had guys retire on their offensive line.
Yeah.
So we were going to turn around and take Dobbins at 56. And they took Dobbins right before us at like 53 or 54.
That's the one.
They were going to try and take Dobbins, and then they were going to move back up from 7. They were going to try and get Raekwon after Dobbins. But they just accelerated Raekwon to 56 because of just how the board was falling. And from what I understand, because a lot of people were like, well, why did the Ravens, they have they have Mark Ingram, like, they got backs, they got Gus Edwards. Why did they need him? No, bro. It's because they knew we wanted Dobbins. Yeah. They wanted Hunt. It was, they knew, apparently we knew they wanted Hunt, but we just filled the need, and they basically took it as, okay, well, you're going to take the guy we want. You know what? We'll take the guy you want because it makes sense at this spot. Yeah. This is a reasonable spot to pick a running back.
Moment, man.
It was basically a screw you moment. Just like how, Ashton Davis was a screw you moment.
Yeah,
because they were gonna. It wasn't gonna be Brandon Jones at 70. It was Ashton Davis.
Yeah, I was keying in on Ashton right there. I think we were all keying in on Ashton right there.
Our secondary coach was his secondary coach at Cal, bro. If you've listened to Gerald Alexander talk about Ashton Davis, when we brought on Gerald Alexander, bro, he glows when he talks about Ashton Davis, dude.
And they finally put him in.
Did you watch Herbert? Some of Herbert's best film wasn't him. It was when he played Cal and Ashton Davis played him. Bro, that's what I was telling people. If Justin Herbert's a top 10 pick, Ashton Davis is a top 20 pick. Because Ashton Davis, I don't know if Herbert has been able to wash the Ashton Davis branding off his ass because he got owned, bro. Go watch that game just for, shits and gigs.
Which game was it?
Cal and Oregon last year.
Okay.
Go watch that. It was near the beginning of the year. Ashton Davis, man. All he did all game from snap 1 to final whistle, watched his eyes, bro. And, bro, not only he ended up with 2 picks, bro, dude, he almost ended a receiver's life because he was just watching the eyes. The guy was coming across the middle, and he broke on it early because he was watching the eyes. Dude, bro, he took this man's soul, bro. Shang Tsung, bro. Wow. Your soul is mine, dog. Just straight out of the plate, bro.
Right there. That's what it's about.
Yeah, right, man. Go watch that game if you want. Even just go watch the highlights, bro. You don't even gotta watch a full game. Watch the highlights. I put an Ashton Davis, Cal, Oregon.
Big arm quarterback. That's what he does, man.
Well, that's what you're seeing, right? It's 1 or 2 reads, and then he checks down.
And you can see with the head movement right there, man. He goes right to his receiver, man, and he just uses that arm right there. Or they buy him a little time in the pocket by rolling him out maybe a little bit, and he finds that guy over the top.
I was watching the
exactly
when the Jets play the Patriots. I seen him. He makes some highlights, man. I was like, well, that's Reason's guy right there.
Ashton? Yeah, because they started giving him snaps the past couple weeks. Finally, I was like, what are these guys doing, bro? That guy. He was a track star, eh? I don't know if you guys know, in high school, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, he went to Cal on a track scholarship, not on a football scholarship.
Interesting.
And then he walked on because he played in high school as well. That guy has legitimate, like low 4.2, high 4.3 sideline to sideline speed.
That's
legitimate.
Scary.
Like, he's legit. Anyways, guys, we just hit 2 hours. Man, it's been fun having you on, Kevin, and you too, Joel. And Joel Love, man. It was Jay Love, sorry, man. It was awesome for you to finally come on, dog.
You guys are thinking running back.
Yes,
what's the solution for the offensive? I know it's way too early, but what's the solution for the offensive line? Because I really thought with the second we would stretch with offensive line help.
So I'll let everyone field this after me. Okay, here's my solution. Okay, You draft your center. You either get a Landon Dickerson from Alabama, a Trey Hill from Georgia, a Josh Myers from Ohio State. You make that investment because we were clearly going to make it this last year. Because another tidbit is the reason we trade back to 30 was because we were going to take Cesar Ruiz at 26. No one expected the Saints to take him because they had just drafted an interior lineman the year before who was Pro Bowl level. And you saw they ended up having to move off a Pro Bowl veteran because they drafted Cesar Ruiz, right?
Yeah.
So in Warford, right, who we all wanted in Warford. Now y'all see why we wanted Warford so bad, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so you get your center, all right? Eric Flowers, you know what? You can be my fill-in swing guard.
He's on contract for what, too?
Yeah, he's got 2 more years. I think after next year, no dead cap. So next year you can be my fill-in because injuries always happen on our offensive line. It's always happened since the 2000s.
Yeah, no question.
So you can be my fill-in.
Yeah.
You can be my swing guard. Michael Dieter, I'll keep training you as my backup center / swing guard. Okay. Davis, you're going to be a swing tackle. Hunt,
Davis can play anywhere.
right guard.
Yeah.
Kinley, left guard. Left tackle, still Austin Jackson. And then I go after, I'm legitimately going to go after a guy where if I can get someone like a my bad, I'm having a brain fart here. If I can get someone like an Abraham Lucas, Lucas Abraham, my bad. I'm gonna make that move to Abraham Lucas. I'm gonna make that move for that right tackle.
But you invest where? You invest in the first round or second round?
That's the problem. I think he's going up. I've been talking about this guy for a couple months now, and I think he's going up boards, man, because, I kept warning everyone. This is why I was willing to invest when we had 11 picks in moving up for Jedrick Wills or my OT1 Tristan Wirfs, who is clearly the best right tackle in football right now. It's not even close. And he's a rookie, and we were in a position to move up. Listen, let me ask you this, guys. Would you have traded that 18th and that 30th so Austin Jackson and Noah to move up to get Tristan Wirfs now obviously. And I was saying that back then.
You drafted to a spot. You got to cover his blind side.
That blind side is so important. I keep telling people that's the second most important position on the offense right now. But
since you bring that up, why the hell are we starting Hunt at right tackle instead of
I think it's political, my friend. I think it's political
because
where he got drafted. Yes, sir. But here's the thing. Are we really? We only play him when injuries start. I was right. When Jackson came back, Jesse Davis went back to being your starting right tackle.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's a guard, man. So anyways,
Jesse Davis has to play tackle, man. He can't play.
Yeah, so that's why you draft a guy like if you have to spend high capital, that 18th pick and that 17th pick in an Abraham Lucas or even that 11th pick, if you got to spend that 11th pick in Abraham Lucas and then you're sitting at 18, 19 and come back and then get your receiver and then come back and it's fine. But, people don't realize we have that's why me and Ballgame keep telling people we're in a rebuild. Think of it. We still need a right tackle. We still need a center.
We need a center.
We still need a running back. We still need wide receiver help and legitimate wide receiver help, not depth guys in like the 4th or 5th round. We need a nose tackle, which you can find my boy Tyler Shelvin in the 3rd round. We need interior middle linebackers, and hell, we could use 2 if you can afford it. We still need help here, man. It's in the middle it's in the middle on the defense in our front 7. And then you look here, we still need that right tackle. We still need that future center. We still need that future running back. And we still need that guy, that number 2 who can play the slot or take the top off a defense vertically. We don't have that.
Can I tell you something? Reason this is what bothers me right here, dude, is that we've got 6 games left in the year and we're talking about draft right now, man.
Yeah.
That's just killing me right here, man. The reality is about tomorrow's game. We should be talking about Tua having a bounce back game. We should be talking about that. And
but we won't.
This is just completely throwing it off. And that's what I hate about this move, really, honestly, is because you just opened up a can of worms. You just opened up this for the entire world.
Bro.
You didn't need this, man. You didn't need this, man. Brian Flores has done a bad job of managing his quarterback situation. It's as simple as that. You know.
Yeah,
Yep. No,
He
you're
should have
right.
just said Tua was hurt, or he didn't want Tua to get banged up, or
I'll take it.
that last sack that he took where they rolled over his ankle. He could have just said, you know what, enough.
How bad did that look? How bad did that look?
He took another one earlier in the game too that I was like, I don't remember exactly.
And the Chubb shot, was like
Bradley
just below
Chubb.
the hip.
Yeah.
No, the one that
yeah.
I hate is the guy when Tua was clearly down, he jumped on him, and I was like,
Oh, the lineman when he did the extra jump, he hopped and then jumped on him.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
you know what the
screw that
problem
guy,
I
bro.
seen again with this is the third regime that I'm noticing it. Anytime a team comes in and plays bully ball, they don't want to play bully ball back. They get bullied around, and you don't win playoff games that way.
No, you're absolutely right about that.
Exactly.
You know, playoff
and you know what's crazy?
That's that Joe Philbin mentality. I always hate it, man.
You know what's crazy, Joel? Another reason why Austin Jackson was my 5th left tackle and 10th overall offensive tackle on my draft board. Like Lucas Niang, I loved him. You know, he was higher and stuff. And the Chiefs are going to replace one of the best right tackles in the game, Schwartz, with Lucas Niang. That's how highly they think of the kid, right? But one of my things in my evaluation was the difference between him and the top guys like Becton, Wirfs, Jedrick Wills. You know, even Andrew Thomas at Georgia, he didn't play with that, he didn't have that mean streak. Same with Robert Hunt had that mean streak. He wanted to go to the second level when you watch the tape and blow someone up and clear a lane. He wanted that. Austin Jackson, I didn't see that. That's why when was it Curtis Weaver or Raekwon Davis in training camp? Remember he tore his jersey off when they got into like a trench battle?
It was
Raekwon, I think, right?
Raekwon,
Yeah.
Raekwon.
So I was like, oh, there's that violent streak. And then he started off the way he did. And I was like, okay, maybe he's got it.
Yeah.
Brother. I mean, this guy's turned back into Charmin, bro. And,
it could be that foot, though. It could be
if
that
you
foot.
if you can't handle good to great to elite and good still in there, remember, I gave you 3 levels.
Yeah.
Ends who can come across your face, who can convert power to speed and speed to power.
You're in trouble.
Thank God Tua can see the oncoming traffic. That's all I got to say.
I think another thing we need to remember, too, is our first games before he got hurt, he wasn't really playing elite defensive ends. He was playing average to below average defensive ends. Now he's playing, Chubb is a good defensive end. You know what I mean? So Ingram is a good defensive end. So it's showing on tape that he's just getting beat,
Yeah, he's getting beat. The reality is I've seen a lot of great movement in the pocket, though. And that's something that really
from Tua.
Fantastic.
Yeah, from early on, it's been fantastic,
man. It started in that Arizona game, man, where that rush was just coming at him, and just that little quick twitch reminded me so much of Dan Marino. Just that quick twitch, little jump in the pocket right there, and just slide out, And so he's shown great ability and a great sense in the pocket, and that's only going to get better, and that's only going to get better with time, But what worries me, honestly, just to put it out there, what worries me is tomorrow. What happens if Fitz balls out?
That's what I said earlier. What if I said to J Love when he joined earlier? What if we win 35-0? Defense adds a touchdown. Fitz throws for 4. Gesicki has himself a game. Guys who show up who have been, even when Fitz was in his last couple of games, a guy like Gesicki wasn't popping up. Guys like that start to look relevant. And what do you do? Here's the thing. And don't worry about the fan base. Here's the thing, guys. Don't give a shit about any of us.
No, it doesn't make
care about us.
What about that locker room?
How do you convince that locker room? I'm going back to the Rook.
Open that shit up, man.
And not only that, too, Fitz is not going to go down quiet. Especially that there was no consequence the first time.
We already saw what happened last time, bro.
Yeah.
There's a trail of tears outside of the Zoom conference, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what worries me. That's what really gets
honestly,
me.
guys, I go back to what I said earlier. I people were like, "Oh, Reason, you were right though. You called it on the bye week." I said, "Yeah, that's great. Shouldn't have made the move in the middle of a 2-game winning streak. Should have waited for the wheels to fall off on Fitz, then make the move and justify it. Because now
Fitz
You
has made his career off-
bench Fitz in the middle of a winning streak. Now, if he
He's
goes
made
out
a
and
career of
wins
it.
and blows up the Jets, then now you're back into even if it's one game. Now you're on the opportunity of another winning streak with Fitz.
Listen, think about every game Fitz has came in when the quarterback.
I love it, man. He's done this
Or
his whole
played back.
career,
He's
dude.
done this his whole career.
His whole
Houston,
career.
the
You know what he is?
Jets.
He's not a stopgap. He's a stop production quarterback. That's
Yeah.
what
And he's got the Bengals, and if they hold Tua off, he's got the Bengals and the Jets. You really think they're going to bring Tua back in against the Chiefs?
That's what scares me, dude. That's what scares me. You're
The next thing
setting
you know,
Fitz up
now
for-
we're at the Las Vegas game in prime time.
Yeah, and then that's when he folds. That's when,
Then you
that's
go
when he
back to the
folds.
cold guy who's been out.
That's
for
when he
4
folds.
weeks.
Let me ask you a question. Quick question.
Oh,
Does
God.
Fitz win that Arizona game?
no.
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 Hell no.
Fitz
Bro.
throws an interception when you need him
Yo,
to
hey, Kevin.
or when you don't need him
Fitz-
to throw it.
Fitz proved he doesn't even win that Broncos game. He winning that
Man.
Arizona
Bro,
game.
think about the Seahawks game. The Seahawks game, he threw 3 interceptions and 2 of them were across his body. And we had a chance to win the game. Like he was just
And Wagner and KJ Wright dropped a few more.
right. He was so bad in that
That
game.
was also on Chan Gailey was terrible in that game too.
He was.
Yeah,
He was.
Chan Gailey always shows up. You know.
Chan Gailey's just so
He
bad.
doesn't. He needs to get his NyQuil.
Let me ask you this.
Oh, you know what he needs? He needs to get his ass. I'm not even trying to be funny. He needs to get his ass down onto the sideline, get the feel for the game as it's going on, quarter by quarter, play by play. And you know what else can happen on
He's
the
too old,
sideline?
bro. If he gets COVID, he's dead.
Yeah, but you know what? but okay, chill. But COVID or not, he's doing this, right? But here's my other thing, guys. I know some of us up here have played ball. Think of it. Your quarterback, your offensive linemen, your veterans, they can come and get in your ear while the defense is on the field. What do they think? They're all asking for a fucking headset and saying, yo, I got to talk to him. I got next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, bro.
It don't work like that, man.
He's getting comfortable.
It don't work like that.
He didn't even share the headset.
He getting delivered coffee in that booth by the fire.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Reason. Do you think last year we know the offense was too complicated. We know that for a fact because players came out on record saying that.
Yeah.
This year the offense is like bottom 25, 26 rated. Did they move on from Chan Gailey after the season?
Buddy. That's a hard question because people have made good points. Here's the thing. Are they going to use the COVID thing as an excuse?
No, they already have an excuse. Caldwell. Remember, wasn't supposed to call plays. Caldwell was forced to retire early.
I don't know what happened with Caldwell. I don't know what happened with him.
Caldwell made a really weird exit with Miami. I don't know if it was a Florida up or what.
Yeah. Gailey's not even supposed to be here. So they already have their excuse. Move on.
I've watched Chan Gailey back in Dallas, man, and Chan Gailey. He's past his prime. That's the reality of it.
He's been from the game for too long.
You know what got me excited, guys? The only thing. You know what got me excited, and I thought we might have something here was this year when he said how he's been watching offenses the past couple of years, and he's adapted his playbook, and he's adapted to be more new age. That's when I was like, and I talked about this on one of our streams, and then I'm like, now I'm sitting here and I'm talking to the homie Infinite Trauma while we're playing, while we're
in the 80s.
Well, dude, while we're out here playing what's it called? Call of Duty, and I'm using words like archaic.
Yeah, no, it's bad, man. It's bad. What bothers me is the third quarter adjustments, man. They're atrocious, man.
His offense is literally the same offense he called for the Jets.
I know.
Scored in the third quarter? I think we scored a field goal in the third quarter all year.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Horrible. Horrible.
Man. He's horrible.
Not only that, but think about. We say the defense gives up a lot of yards, but think about how many 3-and-outs we've had in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, the beginning of the fourth quarter, just to let the defense come back on the field and tire them out. Like it's just.
But the Rams game and the Denver game is just we had the defense out for too long, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this too. I wasn't a big Raekwon McMillan fan in coverage, but run stopping, I feel like he would have definitely provided a good plug for us this season. I mean, Landon
man.
Roberts is great, but
But
Landon
depth.
Roberts can't
But
cover.
depth, you'd have depth there.
Anybody
too.
can be better than Baker.
And I do, Joel, like back to your original question for a sec here in terms of Chan Gailey. You know, I already started the campaign. If you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me, but you already know what it is, baby. It's Steve Sarkisian, Miami Dolphins offensive coordinator 2021, man. Like, that's where I'm at, because I don't think, I can't deal with archaic, especially on third downs, man. If I got gripes with you, here's the thing. I got the same gripes with Tua in terms of Chan Gailey's play calling that I had with Fitz.
Yeah.
You know what that tells me? It doesn't matter who's back there.
No.
You put Reed Sinnett back there, I'm going to get the same stuff. Not the same production, but I'll have the same
you can put Jay
gripes
Bruce
if
back
we start
there.
moving the ball. Yeah, exactly, man. So that's what this is telling me, that it's a play calling thing. But all right, guys, let's go through you. J Love T, give me your final thoughts, brother, before we get out of here.
Listen, it's gonna be an uproar tomorrow. I'm gonna be here with my chips and my soda. I'm warning everybody now.
I'm not even excited.
Not going down without a fight after we win tomorrow, whether it's on him or not.
So you're saying we win the ball. What's up?
I mean,
What's your final score prediction? What do you think?
We better not lose. I swear to God.
yeah, if they're gonna win, then it's gonna be uproar Monday morning. They're gonna come up with an excuse, and then it is what it is. The whole world will be watching the Dolphins, and we're gonna be here probably Tuesday or Thursday when it's the next session, and we'll be talking about it. Because, like I said, I want Tua to be on that field and do what he has to do, whether it's win or lose. And I do not want to hear that we're on a playoff race. Who put us in this position in the first place? Remember that. Remember.
Let your boy play. Let your boy play. If he's healthy, let him play. That's it. Simple. It's not complicated. Let him play. Let him play through all these rough patches. Let him play through all the bullshit. This is what it's about. That's why he's out there right now. That's why you named him the starter, is to let him play. Give him those 10 games. Now, after tomorrow, you got 5 games. And if Fitz plays well, maybe you got 4. Maybe you got 3. Maybe you got none.
We're 8-4. And they don't go back to Tua. Will you be happy?
No.
What about the reason? How would you feel? We're 8-4, and we don't go back to Tua for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'd be pissed off.
Yeah, man.
I would be seriously questioning Brian Flores' decision making as a coach.
Thank you.
Pyro, let's hear your final thoughts, brother.
Well, let's be real here, guys. If Fitz plays out and play,
we're gonna win tomorrow. We're gonna win tomorrow. We're gonna win tomorrow.
I'm hoping all these fans are like, I hope we lose. No, man, I'm here to win it, man. I don't care what it is.
I want to win, but I'm just trying to throw this out there.
Yeah.
From what I've seen with Chan Gailey play calling, and then Fitz magic or tragic, I don't know which one we're gonna get. It's a damn toss up at this time. I don't know. But I tell you right now, if we lose to the Jets, I'm done.
Gailey's fired.
Lose out, because the Texans is not doing us any good right now. I just at this point though, if they don't go back to Tua, I'm gonna be pissed just like everybody else on this panel.
Yeah, because
you like Reason said before, you started him. There's no going back.
There's no going back.
There's no going back. You ride or die with this quarterback. And now that you're getting cold feet, I'm like, dude, just keep like Reason said, maybe it's the foot, messing with his mechanics and stuff. Maybe Flores is trying to give him time to get back into game shape. We don't know, but because Flores is damn sure ain't giving us any reasons to be optimistic right now. So I at this point, I don't really know what's going to happen, but I hope that Tua does come back eventually. Because I sure don't want to see any more Fitzpatrick. Had enough of him. He's played 16 seasons. I've had enough. I've seen enough of him.
I agree.
And and that's about it. I can't really say root against the Texans because
they won.
That shit is not working. It's not working. Because
All right,
they
Joel,
ruined
let's
my
hear.
Thanksgiving, man. They ruined
Yeah,
my
yeah,
Thanksgiving.
this man throws out his whole meal. All right, Joel, let's hear your final thoughts, brother.
I think my final thoughts. I feel like if it's kind of bittersweet because I want to make the playoffs, but I also want to develop my rookie quarterback. So while I would never want to lose to the Jets, I mean, it's just at this point, it's just it is what it is. I mean, if you really dissect the second half of the Jets game, the last time we played them, Fitz was horrible, and if they came out like that, I just never know. You never know what'll happen. But Darnold's playing. I don't really feel like he's going to be that comfortable, especially with this defense. So I definitely have Miami winning like 27-17. So we'll see.
I like it. All right, Kevin, floor is yours. Final thoughts, brother.
Tomorrow's game day. We wait for this all week, guys. All of us, we can't wait for Sunday to start. And this kind of took the wind out of my sail a little bit today, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, I hope we get the dub. I really hope we get the dub. I hope Fitzy throws 3 interceptions while we get the dub and our defense comes out with the win, and that Tua is the clear-cut starter come Cincinnati week. Because anything but that, in my mind, is a failure, to be honest with you. I mean, who wants to see Fitz for Cincinnati, man? Like, I'll take it this week. All right, he's hurt. Fine, give him that. But if that thumb's okay, come next week, he better be starting, man. He better be starting. That's all I got to say about that, man. Fins up, dude. What are we going to do?
Yeah. Agreed, man. So, guys, tomorrow kickoffs at 1:05, I believe. I'll be back at 12:30 pregame. I'll open it up for all of you guys in the comments to come on, give your thoughts, and then again at halftime I'll open it up, and then again post game I'll open it up the floor to all of you guys. So it'll be about a 5 or 6 hour stream tomorrow, guys. So it is what it is. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Y'all already know what my prediction is. If you don't remember what it was, I think Miami's going to win 23-9. I'm still going to stick to that, even though there is no Tua potentially. And shout out to the homie Damian D. Stick around, brother. Give me your final thoughts, brother, because you're one of my top mods, bro.
Yeah, just got in from work. Well, the thing is, at the end of the day, I love Tua. I was pushing for him ever since that national title game when he came in the half. But I'm a Dolphins fan. Am I a fan of Fitz? No. Do I think that this could create a shit show in the media and possibly in the locker room? Yes. But if Fitz, which could happen,
he's gonna win, brother.
Yeah, and he could look very good, and he could probably look very good against Cincinnati.
Damian, you might look good against both those teams.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah, man. Like, we got to ride it out. And I don't know who said this earlier, but that Raiders game in prime time, that's what we're going to see Fitz tragic. He's going to get out.
My bad. I'm the one who said that.
He's going to put up a fight against KC. He's going to put up a fight against KC.
Yeah.
And then
throw an interception at the end of the game to lose it.
Then bam. You can't forget that, man. So...
Brother, you know how excited I was? I know it's the homer in me and the Tua fan in me. You know how excited I was to potentially watch the kids in primetime against Oakland?
Yeah, man.
I was excited for the rest of the year, win, lose, or draw, man.
Yeah, bro. Flores is about to get a sternly written letter from all of us.
But you know what? That O-line, man, is a liability right now. And I think that's what they're looking at.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
That's what they're looking at, man.
Obviously, he's had accuracy issues since the Arizona thing.
Yeah.
You know, he popped up with the foot injury, and then he's got this hand injury. So if you got double whammy with accuracy plus a poor offensive line, and you're going against a team where you've already seen Fitz carve up, you might just be going the safe route. But the safe route might turn into the long route. So, but anyways, guys, I'll be back tomorrow at 12:30. Pyro, say what you want to say quick.
No, I was going to say that the offensive line looked promising, beginning of the season. Then
more pass rush.
Then the injury started.
Yeah. From there.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Fins up all day, every day. I'll be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Y'all already know what time it is. Appreciate each and every one of you. Kevin, Joel, come on more, man. It was enjoyable having you guys.
Yeah,
Damian, Pyro, y'all know I love you. And J Love T, he's been around since I remember you way back in the day. So it's nothing but love. I appreciate you always supporting, man. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.